Oh, hey, we're starting early today. I got home a little bit early, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start. Welcome. It's the 9th of May, Friday, and we're going to do a little. Okay, I was saying to myself that when I put the category as case files behind closed doors, the fact that they did not have like a profile pic just tells me how nobody cares about this fucking game. So, you know that's a great side. It means it's going to be terrible. And that means it's going to be one of those great FMV Fridays, right? I have no idea if this game is good. Although it does have fairly good reviews, sometimes I find that FMV fans have very low expectations. I'm including myself in that group of people. We have very low expectations. We're like, yeah, actually, it wasn't that bad. Anyway, whatever. The last one that we played was the Centennial Case, which was the Japanese one, which was actually good. And I think that we should probably return to that one at some point, although I did uninstall it, so we're going to have to redo the whole thing again, or I'll have to maybe play it off stream to get back to the point that I was at. I don't know why I uninstalled it. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't uninstall it because I played it on my other computer. So I would have to boot up that computer, and anyway, it's like a whole thing. But anyway, I will have to play it on this computer in order to get it to where it is. Unless I could it's probably cloud saved, right? Anyway, whatever. The point is, is that it's not installed on this computer. I would have to reinstall it. That was a lot of explanation for really no reason. But anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping that we can play this one today. Yeah, and like I said, I have no idea if it's good. But yeah, two things before we start. I just want to share this with you. This morning, when I was leaving for work, I was taking a long time to leave. For some reason, I was like just not really wanting to go to work this morning. So I was like, so I was really like dragging my heels, and I turned around quickly because I'm drinking decaf coffee now. So I had made sure that I'm going to make my own coffee and not buy it. Although I ended up buying coffee today anyways, so I had to. Anyway, whatever. Turn around, grab my coffee, and then I closed the door. And as I turned around, there's a cat sitting on the steps. And he like comes bounding over to me. He's like, meow, meow. And he's like rubbing up against my legs. And he's like jumping up with his legs like with his little paws up me, and he was a little tubby tabby, like a chonky. He was a chonky little bugger. So clearly he was like trick-or-treating for food, is what I like to call these cats, where they're, clearly somebody's cat, but like looking for food, because they know that if they're like, hey, how's it going? Feed me. And I do keep cans of food here, and I do have like the little tubes as well. I don't know what I did with them though. The cans of food, I know where they are, but the tubes, I have them somewhere because Sarge hated those tubes. He was like the only cat that doesn't like the tubes. Anyway, so I was like, do I go inside and get the tubes? I'm like, well, and then I'm like, I'm going to be late for work. Anyway, so he was loving on me, like truly was in heaven. And he was like rubbing up his face, like marking me really, really badly. Not badly, but like marking me as his human. And then he just like jumped on my lap, and he just like sat there, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not going to work. I'm just gonna sit here, and he's just gonna like, and I'm just gonna sit here and pet him and like give him scritches and stuff. He was like scratching his little, he had this tiny little head and this massive body, and I'm like, we're like a big body. And he was just like loving it. He was, yeah, so friggin' cute. I didn't get a picture because I didn't have my phone like within reach, but I was really hoping that he was going to be here when I got back, but he wasn't. And I was like, wow. I was really hoping that it would be like the cat distribution system, redistributing that cat to me, but no such luck. I actually saw it as I left. I was like, I'm sorry, but I have to go to work now. And he just sat on the steps like, are you kidding me? Like, where's my food? So he just like watched me leave, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, but I gotta go. Anyway, and then as I was walking to work, there were like two other cats that I saw just hanging out. I was like, hello, hi. It's like a catwalk today. It was great. I loved it. It's just such a way to brighten my day, the start of my day. Although my day started really not so great because I was awoken by gunshots at like 1 a.m. I was like laying there, 1 a.m. I was just like, pop, 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 pop. I was like, what the fuck? And I wake up and I'm thinking like, sometimes I fall asleep sometimes to like movies or shows or whatever. So sometimes, it can be what's happening in the video. So I didn't even, but no, my TV was off. And because I went to bed at like 10:30, so I usually set like a timer for an hour and it will shut itself off, or it'll auto shut off after 4 hours. So no, and I'm like, wait, is that fireworks? And then I remember that gunshots actually sound like fireworks. So I was like, oh my God. And then I heard more that sound like more gunshots. So then there's like an app, like a website actually, that you can check to see if anybody had called it in to the police. And yeah, lo and behold, exactly at the time I checked my phone. I'm like, gonna make a mental note to check in the morning, the time to see if anybody else called this in. And yeah, there were multiple reports of gunshots. So I was like, oh my God, this neighborhood, I'm telling you, you can be greeted by lovely cats in the morning and then, be shot up like 10 minutes later. It's really not funny, but at the same time, it's just the contrasts of where I live is just crazy. And it's great. I love it. I mean, aside from the fact that I would think it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago, there was a man who was just walking around completely naked. Bottomless. Completely bottomless. But his pants were around his ankles. Like he was just like shuffling with his dangling. And I'm like, okay, your dangle's dangling. That's great. And they're... okay. Yeah. Put the dangle away, bud. But this guy hangs out and he's always in our neighborhood, and he, for some reason, just doesn't like to wear pants. Or he does wear pants, but like he likes to tie them around his knees. And so he'll just like tie them with a belt around his knees with multiple pairs of pants. It's very bizarre, but this today or that day, apparently he was like, it's a no pants day, and the dangle was dangling. So yeah, my neighborhood is very colorful with a lot of colorful characters, but honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Except for the gunshots. That was not great. That was not fun. Oh, Deltana, thank you for the sub. At 14 months. Very much appreciated. And good to see you. It's been a while. Rest in peace. Welcome, first time chatter. Jimmy Nicknames is here. Welcome, Jimmy. Yeah. So I had a very eventful day. I will say that. And actually, and then work was like really uneventful. Truly uneventful. Like nothing happened. I had to update my computer to Windows 11, and that was basically what I did for the entire day. I was like, oh man, why am I here? This is crazy. Anyways, I hope everybody had a good week, a productive week, or not a productive week. You don't have to be productive always. And I'm filming on Monday for the show that I booked last year. So I'm excited to do that. I'm actually not excited. I don't know why I said that. I'm not excited at all. I'm terrified. There's, ever since I did the last show that I did, I have like a weird sense of doom every time I'm like going to film something, but I feel like it's going to be fine. I literally like I'm so low on the totem pole that and like an afterthought that it's fine. And then I have an audition this weekend. Yay. It's going to be busy. Not busy. It's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great. I mean, I cannot complain. Everything is good. I don't know why I feel so low energy right now. What's going on? Strange. I have to perk up. I'm perking up. I promise. How's everybody? Anybody have any great plans? It's Mother's Day this weekend here in North America anyways. I don't know about other places, but I was talking to a friend of mine about what I should send my mom. Maybe I was going to like book a spa day for her here and brunch. I haven't decided, but maybe something like that. That'd be nice. He was telling me that he sent her a bunch of like things and sent her like an order in the mail. Not in the mail, but like sent her like a Instacart order of stuff that she would like. I was like, that's a good idea. Damn it. I need to have more forethought with these things. But yeah. Is anybody doing anything exciting with their mom? Or whoever they consider a mom? I was just thinking that maybe... No, that's dumb. Never mind. Delete that message. Delete that message from my brain. Wow, I'm like really low energy. What is happening? I think I just had one of those days where it was so draining in that I just didn't have anything that I needed to do. And I was like, I actually had to leave and then go get like a coffee, and I got like 2 of these like walnut semolina cookies. It's like corn flour cookies. They're not very sweet. It's like not sweet at all, basically. Just because I needed to get outside and have a like just do something. Just need to like move my body because I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. This is terrible. But anyway, okay. Let's do some brain stimulation via. Hopefully this game is good. If it's not good, we can play some Veilguard because I've been powering through Veilguard lately. So yeah, we can maybe switch to that if it's really bad. I didn't like Veilguard at first. I had some reservations about it, but now I really like it. Yeah, I really do. I like it a lot. Dal says, second Mother's Day without mom this year. Oh, I'm so sorry. But going to drop off some flowers. I love that. Great way to honor mom. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these earrings off because I know that they're going to bother my ears. Man, there's so many like FMVs that are coming out this year. Or they claim that they're coming out this year. But none of them have release dates. So it doesn't really help us for me to like schedule anything because it's like, okay. I have no idea if this is going to be good. I apologize if it's not. Dal says, what did you think of BG3? I missed the stream, but was just curious your thoughts. I did put up the VOD on my YouTube, if you wanted to watch that. But I didn't hate it. I really don't like... I should have known that it was going to be turn-based, but I really don't like turn-based games. Like, really don't like it. But I will say that it kind of grew on me. Yeah, I was like, okay, it's not bad. And I was like kind of waiting for the spicy stuff. but I'm still really early on in the game. And funnily enough, oh, Peak of Nothing is here. Welcome. I played Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, and which is also a turn-based combat game, and I didn't hate that either. So maybe I'm like turning a corner here, and I'm like, maybe I don't hate it so much. I don't know. But yeah, it's Claire Obscure is actually a really great game. I very much enjoyed it, what I played of it anyway. If you have an opportunity to play it, I recommend it. Alder's here, welcome. Dal says, I'm like an hour in and I'm kind of stuck. I need to give it another try. Expedition 33 is a beautiful game. It truly is. It made me burst into tears. Yeah. I was not in a good emotional state when I first played it and was completely blindsided by like the whole concept and just like fell apart. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I play this game? Yeah, but it's a beautiful looking game, but also just like in concept and stuff is really interesting. It's a very interesting game. So anyway, yeah, I was very impressed by it, and the fact that I'm still interested in keeping on playing it. I might actually buy it so that I can continue playing it. But yeah. Anyway, here's case files. Begin the case. Let's go. Hey, Jaden, welcome. Jaden says, lost my mom too. Might do the same thing. I love that as well. And I'm sorry.
All right, we are live and the video is recording.
What the fuck?
Now, we have got ourselves a pretty wild case on our hands. But first things first, let's do a quick refresher before we dive in. As always, the interviews will be streamed live via the monitor that you're looking at right now. Once the interviews end, you'll be able to access all of the previous recordings on the playback monitor that's to your left. Now keep in mind that you will be getting two different camera angles in your feed, camera A and camera B. Feel free to switch between the two as you see fit. And last but not least, don't overlook the evidence available to you in the case files. I'm sure that you'll need to reference those at some point. Okay, so the case. We've got Daniel Murphy, age 49, works as a financial planner. He was shot and killed in his home with a .38 caliber handgun that's registered to him. Now, according to the medical examiner, he died on September 12th. The exact time of death is not able to be determined because the body wasn't found until a few days after. Now, there are a few people of interest in this case. First up is Emma Richardson. She's Daniel's girlfriend who had also been living with him. Prior to Daniel's death, she had reported an incident of physical abuse that resulted in her right elbow being dislocated. The injury is verified. However, Daniel did deny all allegations regarding the abuse. Now, at first I was ready to remove her as a potential suspect due to the elbow injury, which would obviously make it pretty damn hard for her to fire a weapon. Mm-hmm. But as it turns out, she is actually left-handed, which means that she absolutely could have pulled that trigger. Mm-hmm. Now, next up is her ex-husband, Charles Humphreys. Mm-hmm. There's nothing really notable regarding Charles's past, but he was seen entering Daniel's house the day of the murder. Mm-hmm. So, needless to say, he is definitely a person of interest. Now, I was also able to bring Charles and Emma's daughter, Rebecca, down to the station today. Mm-hmm. Now, there's nothing that really points to her being a suspect at this point in time, but she did live with her mom and Daniel, and she was aware of the abuse that her mom had reported. Now, last on our list is Daniel and Emma's neighbor, Janice Burks. Mm-hmm. Janice served 9 years in prison for killing her husband, who had a very long history of domestic violence. Now, the main reason that I brought her down here today is that she was also seen entering Daniel's house the day of the murder. So yeah, that's 2 people that were seen entering Daniel's house the day that he was killed.
Okay.
All right, now that is the basic overview. Okay, you can dive in deeper with the case files or some of the security cam footage that we also subpoenaed. Okay. That footage is already loaded up for you on the playback monitor.
Okay.
All right, now let's figure out what the hell happened here. All right?
Got it.
I'm going to bring Emma in here first. Let's see what she has to say. All right? We'll see you in a few.
Okay. So, we have Daniel Murphy, 49, killed with his own gun on September 12th. Time of death is unknown. Emma Richardson is his girlfriend, who accused him of DV, and to the point where her elbow was dislocated, her right elbow. But she's left-handed, so she could have killed him. Charles Humphrey, ex-husband of Emma Richardson. Emma was seen entering Daniel's house the day of the murder. Then there's Rebecca, which is the daughter of Emma and Charles. I can't remember what was notable about her. I don't think he noted anything that was notable about her. Then there's Janice Burke, who did 9 years in prison for murder, who I think murdered her husband because he also abused her. Was also seen coming out of the house. Okay. So, of all of these people, so there's also surveillance footage. Detective Rui is ready to start the interview. Select begin when you are ready. Why is this so... Oh, I can walk forward. I was like, why is it so small? Is this... Can I... Okay. Okay, so this is the... Who's this? This is September... Hold on! This is September 19th? So September 19th, there's a man... Wait. This is September 11th. September 11th? September 11th at 7:55 in the morning, we have a man leaving the house. Okay. Let's make a timeline. We have September 11th at 7:55, man leaving house. Is this Daniel? Don't make any assumptions right now.
Hey, asshole.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
What are you talking about? Oh, no,
Get your hands off me.
I know what you did, Emma.
Look, I don't know what she told you, but I didn't lay a finger on her.
Oh, shut up and cut that shit. I know what you did. If you ever do that again, I will kill you. I will fucking kill you. Do you understand me?
Man.
No, whatever. I will hit you. You got that? I will fucking hit you. You want to hit somebody? Hit me. Come on, hit me. That's what I thought, tough guy. Piece of shit.
All right, so I assume that is Daniel. So somebody approaches Daniel? Threatening him. I know what you did to Emma. Great acting, though. I wasn't going to say anything. You know, I am not one to judge. Also, it's very hard from that angle. Like, trying to be realistic, too. Like, in that moment, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I know what you did to Emma. And that was the day before the murder. Darker Dim, welcome. Says 38 caliber in 2023. It'll be someone old then. Nobody uses 38s these days. I have no idea what that means, but I will trust you on that one. Thank you for that tidbit. So Alder says, could that be Emma's ex-husband, Charles? I would assume that's the, yeah, I'm going to assume that is Charles, the ex-husband. Because there aren't any other male suspects that have been given to us that we know about besides the victim. We have Emma, Rebecca, and Janice. So there are 3 females and then 1 male. So it's got by process of elimination. Oops. How do I go back? Okay.
Emma? I've been really worried about you. Are you leaving him? Are you all right?
We can talk later. I gotta go.
Are you sure to take me now? Just have
Look, I said we can talk later. I gotta go.
Okay, I got you. You go ahead, I'll get the suitcase.
Okay.
Okay. So then we see September 11th at 13:16. We see Emma and a woman who I'm assuming is Janice interact. She has suitcases, Emma with suitcases. Janice. So Emma is wearing the thing on her right arm. Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Deltan is saying that there may be different angles. That is true. Let me go back to this. No, there isn't. Not for that, anyway. That's a good tip for other...
I've been really worried about you. Are you leaving him?
But why does this say, is it currently September 19th? Like it's me viewing this on September 19th, so it's... Anyway. Okay.
Are you all right?
We can talk later. I gotta go.
Are you sure to take me now? Just have
Look, I said we can talk later. I gotta go.
Okay, I got you. You go ahead, I'll get the suitcase.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So the third one is the morning. Hold on. Okay, so this is the morning, the next day, September 12th, day of the murder, at 8:59. We see Janice knocking on the door. Oh, shit. How the fuck did she know that that was there? Wait a second. She fucking him. Her and Daniel were fucking. Janice. Wait, that wasn't Janice. Hold on. I'm mixing up my people here.
Emma? I've been really worried about you. Are you leaving him?
What the fuck is...
Are you alright?
We can talk later. I gotta go.
Are you sure? Did something now just happen?
Look, I said we can talk later. I gotta go.
Okay, I got you. You go ahead, I'll get the suitcase.
Okay.
I can't really tell if that is a different woman or not, honestly. That's really bad. Okay, man, it looks like the same woman. No, this woman looks younger. This woman looks younger. This could be Rebecca, the daughter. And that would explain why she knows where the key is. Okay, hold on. So, maybe not Janice. I'm going to say this is Rebecca. Rebecca knocking on door. And Rebecca uses key to enter. Well, you can't really see her face, right? It looks like Janice is like kind of an older woman. This looks like a younger woman. And she's entering the place in a hurry? Like she's running away from someone? Okay. And let's just double check that there's... Nope, there isn't. Okay. Oh, shit. Someone's coming home? Oh, maybe she was trying to get into the house before it gets home. Like before Daniel does, you know? Does their mat say hot? Welcome, hot. Wait, okay. Oh, whoa. Wait. Let's go. Can we go back? Can we go back? Oh, okay. Okay, so she enters at this time at 8:59:29, and she's in there for until 9:08. Oh no, it is her. Wait. That is Janice. Wait, I'm so confused. That looked like a young lady and then it comes out an old lady. Shit. Hold on. Am I like losing my fucking mind? But Also, I hear a car. I don't know. Can you hear this too? I hear a car like driving by, slowly stopping, and then driving away. That's what I'm hearing. But I don't know. I might be just making that up. So I'm going to change it back to Janice. Okay, so hold on. Again, it's weird. She knows where the key is. If that knows where the key is. Okay, I already like this game. I love games like this where I'm like, so you were fucking the victim, huh? All right. So how much time is that? Like, not even a full minute. What the hell can you do in a... Can you murder somebody in less than a minute? But, okay. So Alder agrees with me that it looks like two different women. One young lady goes inside and then an older lady comes out. Seriously. Like, hello? What the fuck? What is happening? Okay. And did she put the key back? No, she didn't. She just left. And, and her clothes are perfectly... She did fix her clothes, though. Could she have... Well, if Emma was in the house... I swear, Dal is saying, was her hair shorter when she went in? I swear it's two different women. Like, I'll rewind it one more time, but like, that is not a young lady. Young, like, at the beginning, fuck's sake. Okay, can I just do this? Oh, okay, maybe it is the same woman. No, okay, it is the same woman. But clearly someone that is running away or doesn't want to be noticed entering the house. But then also knows where the key is, so has familiarity with the house. Yeah, there's something strange about Janice. Clearly. Dal's saying you never clearly see her face, though. And Alder's saying that the lady going in had longer hair. Let's go. We're going to spend all the time looking at this security cam. Can I zoom in any farther? Her hair also looks darker. And the cut is, like, her hair looks darker, and then the cut is... Could she be wearing a wig? Okay, and then let's fast forward. Oh no, it's the same. It's the same. No, it's the same. It's just that you don't get to see her face. The clothes are the same. And there's a leaf. There's a leaf, a random leaf. Okay. So, okay. We just know that something is up with Janice, and there is some kind of connection. She was in the house for not even a minute. She ran in and then calmly exited. So we don't know what's up with that. So hopefully we get to... Okay, so let's see this. This is going to be the husband, I think. The ex. Do all these people know where the freaking key is? This is not normal. These people aren't normal. I'm sorry. Like, I know that it is a common place to put, like... Okay, so then at 9:27, which is on the same day, so, like, literally 27 minutes after Janice leaves, Charles comes to the house. Charles arrives. Did what's-her-name tell him about the key? Janice is like, yeah, don't worry, the key's underneath the potted plant. Dark says no gunshots. True. Yep, there were no gunshots. Maybe she wasn't there for that. You know, a lot can happen in 1 minute, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. And Dal was saying the cam never stopped recording. And I watched the timestamp, like it didn't seem like there was a cut or anything, or... Yeah, okay. So Charles arrives, knows where the key is. Okay. Dal says Minuteman. Hey, I mean... I'm just saying, if there is something, a dalliance going on, that's why she was fixing her clothes. I'm just saying. Okay, let's see what Charles is up to. Okay, let's take note. 9:27:18. Oh. Oh, the key's gone? What the hell? Oh shit, it's open. Okay, so key, but missing. Door is open. So he just goes right in. If my ex-husband was just like going into me and my new husband's house, like, I would fucking lose it. But, like, why are you there? He's in there for a minute, too. Yes, Janice didn't put the key back, so it makes sense. But he also knew where to look. Oh, shit. I'm not paying attention to how long he's been in there. Less than a minute. See, my brain is so fried that automatically I think that there's something supernatural happening. I'm like, it's cult behavior. There are cults. Satanic cults. Something satanic is happening at the house. Rip me up, Show me what you got, 'cause I don't want no woman in it. I have that song in my head. Oh, he's in there for a long time. We're at already almost a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Tal's waiting for a jump scare. I hear yelling. Ah, shit. Hold on. Ah, rewind. Okay, so 9:29, like 17, yelling. I wish I didn't have to. Well, I don't have to zoom in, I guess. Oops. Are they near an airport? Some dogs barking. All right, so he leaves with a bag, and I'm at 9:31. 18. Leaves with bag, which I'm assuming is okay, let me go to the very beginning. He's wearing a blue shirt and blue jeans. And then if we go to the very end, there's got to be an easier way to do this. Oh my god. So yeah. Oh, okay, he's wearing the same clothes. Can we see what he's got in that bag? No. I love how he's just like nonchalantly leaves the house. Okay. 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 So that's that. And I think I want to look at these things here. Oops, can I? Can I not look at this? All right. This is the police report. Martin Ruiz, badge number da-da-da, time unknown. Okay. Daniel Murphy, 49, male, 1974, doo-doo-doo-doo, gunshot wound in the abdomen. Okay. Could be self-inflicted. Gonk. You know? It's such a Vegas house, stucco in a random shade of brown with gravel in the yard. Here, oh yeah, so here are all the people. So we've got Emma Richardson, we've got Charles Humphreys, Janice Burks. She's a debt collector. Wow, okay. We've got Rebecca Humphreys. So this is the crime narrative. On the afternoon of Friday, September 15th, at approximately 3:17, officers entered the victim's home after a concerned coworker tried and failed to reach the victim via phone and text messages for several days. The front door of the home was found unlocked, which makes sense. The rear patio door was found partially opened. Okay. So rear patio, front door unlocked. We know that. Because everybody's just like coming in and out. No big deal. Rear patio, partially open. Okay. The victim was found deceased in the master bedroom with a single gunshot wound to the lower left abdomen. There were signs of possible struggle. The victim's toxicology report revealed extremely high levels of alcohol consumption. So he was drunk, which is consistent with large quantities of alcohol found in the living room. The victim was shot with a .38 caliber handgun, which was found in the victim's right hand. Okay, yeah. No usable fingerprints were found on the gun. Based on the autopsy report and crime scene investigation, it appears the cause of death was shooting by a third party. All right. What's this? The autopsy report? Daniel Robert Murphy. Manner of death, homicide. Do not know his time of death, but likely died sometime on September 12th. Okay. Single gunshot wound to the abdomen was found. Deceased by law enforcement approximately 3 days after his death. There's clear evidence of excessive alcohol consumption. The crime scene showed possible signs of suicide, but there's no medical or ballistic evidence that supports this, making suicide highly unlikely. The victim was shot with a .38 caliber handgun, which was found at the crime scene in the victim's right hand. Cause of death appears to be the shooting by a third party, resulting in organ damage and excessive blood loss. Gunshot wound in the abdomen, internal external bleeding, punctured left kidney. Bullet entered through the lower left abdomen and proceeded through skin, soft tissue, and the left kidney before exiting the victim's left lower back. Bullet entry and exit is consistent with the shooting being done by a third party. His blood alcohol was 0.23. Damn. He had traces of diphenhydramine, likely from sleeping pills. Okay, so that's interesting. So he was drunk and he had sleeping pills. So these are the crime scene photos. Can we zoom in on this? We can. Okay, good. So that looks like dinner for one, right? He was eating alone. There's only one takeout. Well, no, there's a beer and then there's another drink. And he did have the day before. We know that he had a argument with Emma in and around midday or a little bit after midday on September 11th. So he was drinking his sorrows. So yeah, it looks like it's for one. What's this? Yeah, okay. He drank some vodka, some wine, some beer, and there's only one cup. His phone is there. And his shoes are randomly there. Okay. Then there's the gun. Oops. Oh, can we not? We can't look at that? That's so dumb. Oh, is it too graphic or something? Oh, can I? No. Can I? No. What can I press? Can I look at any of this stuff? What's this? All right. Text message records. Okay, great. So, text messages September 9th at 11. Let's look at the day of the day before. Who's Sydney? Ooh, it now enters another player. Sydney and Rebecca. Oh, this is Rebecca. This is the daughter. Okay. So Rebecca is the daughter. Rebecca. Any chance I can check your notes from yesterday's psych class? I totally spaced and forgot we had class, lol. Yeah, you can check my notes. I'll email them later today. Thanks, you fucking rock. Just emailed you my notes. Got them, thanks. Rebecca and Charles, her dad. Hey, Dad, can I stay with you tonight? And this is 2 days before his death. Yeah, of course. Did something happen? Yeah, I'm at the hospital with Mom. I'll call once she gets released. Should be soon. Okay, so 2 days before before death. Rebecca stays. Sorry, no. What's this friggin' woman's name? Emma breaks elbow. I'm assuming that's what this is about. I'll call you soon, tell you what's going on. Okay, I can talk whenever. Emoji heart. We're heading to the pharmacy and then to the police to file a report. Good. Thanks for being there for your mom. Love you, kiddo. Love you too, Dad. Sydney and Rebecca. You still up for hanging out tonight? Sorry, I can't. Something came up. Bummer. But it's all good. Everything okay? Yeah, just some family stuff I got to deal with. Charles and Rebecca. Can you meet at the motel? Yeah, sure. I can head there now. I'm so sorry to ask you this late, but could you cover my shift tomorrow morning? Sorry, just now seeing this. Yeah, I can cover it. I can use the money, actually. Thanks so much. Okay, so we know that Rebecca did not work. Okay, wait. So we know that Rebecca was... okay, where's the motel one? So they stayed at a motel? Oh. So maybe that was why he went to the house? to go get her some clothes. And that was what was in that bag. So it was like a completely innocent thing. Like he just went to go get some. But that would mean he... hold on. Too many thoughts. Too many thoughts happening all at the same time. So that was the reason why he... Okay. Okay. Rebecca stayed at motel with dad, question mark? Not necessarily. Can you meet at the hotel? So, well, I'm assuming that they're staying there together. On September 11th. And she was there from at least 2:30 onwards. Or, well, between, like, after 2:30. Okay. And we know that, what's his name? Charles goes there in the morning of the 12th and leaves with a bag. So that could be just a bag of clothes that he went to go get for her. Possibly. And we know that... Hold on, these are all jumbled. 2:23 p.m. But then it says... Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Sorry. Oh, my eyeball is itchy. So then we know that Rebecca didn't work her shift. Didn't work her shift the morning of the 12th. Moitzes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just going to make a note here that clothes for Rebecca, question mark. I don't know why she wouldn't have why she wouldn't have packed her own clothes, but anyway. Maybe this stuff will... Oh, hold on, there's more. Okay, so these are Emma's from the 9th. Harry to Emma. Who the fuck is Harry? Hey, just wanted to thank you for all the help you've given the team lately. Really appreciate it. Of course. I heard some pretty bad arguing. This is a really nosy neighbor, man. Like, no? She's nosy. She's like, hey, she's always just like there. That's a little weird, isn't it? But then again, if I were in a situation where, you know, my husband was hurting me, then maybe I would want a nosy neighbor. I heard some pretty bad arguing and banging sounds coming from your house. Is everything okay? Sorry for getting back to you so late. Yeah, we had an argument. So they had an argument the night of the 9th. Okay. We had an argument. He threw me to the ground and he hurt me pretty bad at the hospital now. What? Oh my God. Want me to come to the hospital? No, it's okay. Rebecca's here with me. Okay, but please let me know if there's anything I can do. I can't believe this. So then Janet on the 10th in the morning says, how are you doing? Better. Getting discharged later today. Oh, thank God. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. Will do. Thank you. Then Daniel, the guy that supposedly did this to you, her, says, are you still at the hospital? She doesn't reply. Then Emma texts her ex-husband and she says, can you meet me and Rebecca at the Best Stay Motel? Oh. Okay. Wait, when did he confront the guy? September 11th at 7:55. And then he went back to get the clothes a day later. And this happened okay, so he finds out on the 10th that this happened. He confronts Daniel on September 11th. All right. Sure, I can be there in 30 minutes. I still can't believe this happened. Still can't believe this shit. So sorry this happened. Thanks, Charles. See you at the motel. Okay, so he must have gone to get clothes for both of them. Why couldn't both of them have been in on it? Janice and Charles. You know what I mean? Like, both of them killed him? It was like a double team kind of situation. They both have motive, I think. Anyway. Thanks, Charles. See you at the hotel. Charles says, okay. Did you get my text earlier? Says Daniel. Are you still at the hospital? Daniel says, I'm really sorry. Can you please answer your phone or at least answer my text? Emma says, I really need to see you, says Charles. Can you be at the motel? Whoa, okay. Can you be at the motel in about an hour? Yeah, of course. I'm wrapping up a showing now. Timing is perfect. See you soon. Thank you. Janice says, just want you to know I'm thinking of you. Sending lots of love. Okay. My soap opera lesbian brain is thinking maybe there's something more to Janice and their relationship, perhaps. Maybe Janice is like, you know, kind of has a thing for Emma. A little protection thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. I'm just saying. And then there's a little collusion between the ex-husband and the new girl, you know? And then it's like a tag team situation. It's like Charles. Janice is already a convicted murderer, might I add. We've already learned that she's a murderer. She did 9 years in the slammer. For murder. The husband. Oh man, this is great. I love this. Okay, so Charles says to Emma, are you going to be at the hotel later? Emma says, yeah, why? And Charles says, need to talk to you. Emma says, okay, stop by whenever. Charles says, sounds good. I'll be there around 6. Okay, so when was this? This was, so he'd already at 9, he left at 9:30 with a bag of clothes. And an hour later, he texts his ex-wife and says, are you going to be at the motel later? And he says that he wants to talk to her. Okay. But then, when did he text his daughter? That was on the 11th. Okay, so he didn't text his daughter on the 12th. He only talked to her on the 11th. Okay. So the two of them did meet up around 6. Emma and Charles. What was the name of that the motel? Best Stay at Best Stay Motel around 6 at on September 12th. I think he had been long dead by that point, though. And Dell is saying Janice's first question to the wife in the video was, "Are you leaving him too?" Yeah, like she's very like, "Is it my chance yet?" I don't know. I'm just speculating. You know what I'm saying? Can I look at any of this other stuff? Any of these? No. Okay. Detective Ruiz is ready to start the interview. Select begin when you are ready. Am I ready? I just want to see if I can look at any of this other stuff. Okay. Begin.
All right, Emma, we are recording. Today is September 19th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621. And with me here today is Emma Richardson. So Emma, can you please go ahead and spell your first and last name for me?
EMMARICHARDSON.
Thank you. And can you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to this recording?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And lastly, I just need you to acknowledge that we've already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, that's also correct.
All right. Thank you, Emma. So, yeah, let's just keep it simple and start with you telling me where you were the day of Daniel's death.
I was staying at a motel.
And which motel would that be?
The Best Stay Motel on the southeast part of town.
Now, is there a reason that you didn't go to work that day?
I wasn't feeling well, so I decided to take a sick day.
And you work at Rose and Davis Financial Services, right?
Yes, I'm a junior account executive.
And Daniel, he works there as well. Is that also correct?
Yes, actually, he's the one who got me the job there.
And the
Work
two of
together.
you were romantic partners. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, do you mind maybe elaborating a little bit more on this relationship that you two had?
Sure. What exactly would you like to know?
Well, I guess we can start with the police report that you had filed on September 10th.
Oh, right.
Now, based on what I read, it seemed that this relationship that you two had was not that pleasant, was it?
No, but at least not lately anyway.
Now, you claimed that he had grabbed you pretty forcefully, too. I mean, so much so that he dislocated your right elbow. Is that right?
Yeah, but I don't want you to think that was a norm or anything.
So that's not his normal behavior.
No, it wasn't. We had been together for 6 months at least, and I moved in with him about a month ago. He had never once laid a finger on me the entire time or shown any warning signs.
So then what exactly happened on that day? I mean, why did he have this sudden change in behavior?
Satanic behavior.
He was jealous of a client of ours that we met for dinner.
And who was the client?
Just a prospective client. His name was Jason.
Jason
Anderson.
Anderson. Okay.
Jason Anderson. All right, and
Mr.
what exactly happened with
Anderson.
Jason?
Well, Daniel had to take a call, so he stepped outside. He was out there a good amount of time, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And during that time, Jason and I started talking. I mean, he talked a lot and he was pretty funny. So we talked and had a laugh. That was all. Then when Daniel returned, I think he had the wrong impression. I mean, on the ride home, he kept questioning me about what we were talking about. He wanted to know why we were so happy, and he wanted to know if I found Jason attractive. He even accused me of flirting with some guys in the office from before. Honestly, I have no idea what he was talking about.
So has Daniel showed signs of jealousy like this in the past?
No, but I mean, there was never a situation like this before.
She got bored.
You can continue.
Well, when we got home, he did.
She sounds very disconnected. Yeah, Dark is saying, yeah. You guys picked up on that too. Dark saying grief in her voice. Yeah, she sounds very cold and indifferent. Like she's just talking, like recounting a really bad day. Not that her boyfriend of 6 months just killed himself, or someone killed him, sorry. It's interesting, though, that they've only been together for 6 months. That this is not normal behavior. And he's not a jealous type. I don't know. Something's up with this woman. I'm not sure what it is, but spidey senses are going off.
Didn't seem to calm down at all. We were in the kitchen at the time, and he accused me of lying, and he said he didn't believe anything I had told him. I tried to de-escalate the situation by leaving, but then he blocked me with his body and backed me into a corner. And he grabbed me by the shoulders and forced me to tell him the truth. But what was I supposed to say? I already told him the truth. So then I pushed him off of me. And that's when he yanked me really hard by the arm and threw me to the floor. Oh my God, it hurt like hell. And then when I was on the ground, he kept yelling and screaming at me over and over. I mean, I can't even remember what he was saying.
Was he drinking that night?
No, the man hardly ever drank at all. I mean,
Bullshit! Okay, so she claims that he hardly ever drank at all. Okay. That's interesting, considering that the house was found littered with all kinds of alcohol bottles and his blood alcohol level was 0.23. Yeah, he's turned over and he's all of a sudden has become a jealous, violent,
can't even remember the last time he had a drink.
Now, according to the police report, your daughter, Rebecca, she was there when this had all happened. Is that right?
Yes, she was upstairs in her room at the time, and she heard the arguing, so she came down to the kitchen to see what had happened. I mean, she asked me what happened, and I told her we had been in an argument. Then she asked me what I was doing on the floor, and I told her I had accidentally fallen.
So why did you lie to her?
I don't know. I was scared. I mean, it all happened so quickly. I couldn't even think straight.
And what happened after that?
Well, Daniel could see that I was really hurt, so he picked me up off the ground and took me to the hospital. On the ride.
The text messages didn't really seem like he took her to the hospital. Did you get that indication? It seemed like it was her and the daughter that went to the hospital, or I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but it didn't seem like he had anything to do with this. And he was the one that's saying are you still at the hospital? Blah, 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 blah. Answer me, answer my text, da, da, da. Okay, Dal, you're thinking on the same, that's, something's weird here. The story's not adding up. Emma, you Satanist. I mean, it's a pretty important, if he were to be the cause of her injury, I think it would be very, but then again, if she lied to the daughter and she said she accidentally, no, because she said that, hold on, in the text messages, she said that she knew that she it seemed that she knew the actual truth, that it was not an accident, right? It seemed like she knew what was going on. Otherwise, that's what she was like, Dad, I'll call you later and I'll tell you about what happened. Otherwise, she would have just said it, like, Mom fell. Right? Okay.
There, he kept telling me how sorry he was, and he just kept apologizing over and over. He said he didn't know what got into him.
Satan.
And you believed him?
Yes, I did.
Absolutely Satan.
Really?
It was a one-time thing. It was completely out of character.
Maybe he was on Ambien.
I didn't know what got into him. So yes, I did believe him.
All right, and what happened after that?
Well, he took me to the hospital and we checked in, and that's when I learned that my elbow was dislocated.
That must really fucking hurt. Getting your elbow dislocated?
Daniel left and Rebecca came to stay with me overnight. And then the next morning I had time to clear my mind, and I told Rebecca exactly what happened.
So you told her that he had actually hurt you?
Okay, so she's saying that she told her daughter the next day. So many notes. Detective Bowman here. Dark says, well, 38 is a revolver cartridge, so we can't count out time travelers. You have to always leave room for time travelers. Absolutely.
She wanted me to press charges with the police, but honestly, I was hesitant. I didn't want it to turn into a big thing.
But this was a big thing, was it not?
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, it was a big enough deal that you felt the need to file a police report, right?
But that was Rebecca's idea. But yes, I was released from the hospital. We stopped and got some pain medication for my arm.
Hey, Schism, welcome.
And then we went to the police and filed a report. Then we went to the motel, I checked in, and Rebecca left to stay with her dad.
And her dad, that's Charles, right?
Yes, Charles.
So was Charles aware of the assault that had happened?
Yes, I told him that night.
Was anyone else besides Charles and your daughter Rebecca aware of the assault?
And the only other person was my neighbor, Janice.
So Janice knew about, well, we knew that. Okay. What the hell's the daughter's name? Rebecca. Wait, didn't... Hold on. So it seems like she stayed between the motel and her dad's on the 11th. That's what I'm understanding anyway.
She must have heard the screaming because she texted to see if everything was okay. I
what does
wrote her
changing
back the same night
angle?
and
I
told her
don't.
exactly what happened.
Oh,
Now,
actually,
are you and your neighbor really close? Because, and this could just be a me thing, but that seems kind of a strange thing to tell a neighbor.
yes, that's what I'm saying. They're fucking. I think everybody's fucking in this. Like, they're fucking and they're fucking. It's weird. Something about their relationship is weird. I don't know what it is, but like, you have to be very close with your neighbor to have that kind of like. But then again, if you are having screaming matches and whatever, then your business has now become their business too, in some cases. Anyway.
Sure, somewhat, I guess. I mean, we look out for each other, you know, as neighbors are supposed to.
Now, I'm wondering, do you think that maybe one of those three would have a reason to kill Daniel? I mean, considering they now know how abusive he can be, I mean, maybe that was enough to push them over, the limit to maybe take matters into their own hands?
Absolutely not.
But what about you? Was that enough of a reason for you to kill Daniel? Maybe make sure that he never lays a finger on you again?
Absolutely not. No.
Wow. Very.
Like I said, it was a one-time thing. It wasn't that severe.
Wasn't that severe?
She's really downplaying it. Like, is still very detached from it. Like, either she's extremely traumatized by the whole situation, meaning both being like abused by her partner, and the fact that he's been murdered, and she's just having. Because I've watched some interrogation things where they've talked to people who have just recently lost family members, where they're absolutely hysterical, but then other people that are just like really matter of fact. And it's so interesting how some people just, their lizard brain, that's how they like respond to that kind of stimuli. It's fascinating to see, because it really takes a skilled interrogator to know like whether or not that's a symptom of guilt or innocence, or just like that's how they cope with a highly stressful and emotional situation. It's like, this is how I'm going to cope. It's going to be very matter of fact, and I'm going to talk about these things in a very, yes, I saw my whole family get slaughtered, and this is what happened, and and like talking about it in the most matter of fact way. But they didn't do it. It was just, that was how their brain is trying to compartmentalize and process what has happened. And so it could very much be what's happening with her now. I don't know. And she's playing it very well. And she's just maybe trying to also protect the people in her life. Because she's trying, but it's strangely, she's trying to protect him too. It seems like she's trying to protect Daniel. Like, she's like, it's no big deal. It's not, like, nothing happened. Da, da, da. Like, or none of these people did anything wrong. And trying to downplay everyone's involvement, trying to downplay Daniel as a bad person, posthumously, which is very interesting.
Emma, I'm staring at you, and you have a dislocated elbow. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that is pretty damn severe.
Look, the guy got jealous, okay? I mean, he'd been under a lot of pressure at work, and he was in a shitty mood. He made a really poor decision that he immediately regretted. Is it okay that he hurt my arm? Of course not. But we can't change the past. And I do believe he was truly sorry.
Okay. Fair enough. So Emma, is there anything else that you feel that I should know about this whole situation?
None that I can think of.
All right. We're going to take a little break. Just ask that you just hang here for a bit, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay, I still can't view any of that stuff. I wonder... Oh! Muriura, hello!
All right, you saw the interview. You think she's being completely honest? I really can't say for sure. What I want to know from you is if you think she's telling the truth about how severe the abuse was. And I'm talking both physical and verbal. That's a major piece of this whole thing. Whether she's being honest or not will give us a decent idea on how to move forward with this investigation. So let's make sure we really judge this correctly. The right approach should get her to open up a bit more. I'll trust your judgment with that. You tell me, and that's how I'll proceed with her. No rush. Look over whatever you need to and call me back. All right, talk soon.
I think she was honest about the events for the most part, but I think she's definitely downplaying to some degree and trying to protect him. I think that was very, very obvious. And like downplaying the severity of like, I can't even imagine the amount of force that it would take to dislocate somebody's elbow. Like that seems... And the fact that she's like, oh no, he doesn't drink that much. Can't even remember the last time I saw him. Like, hello, did you see the amount of alcohol that was on that table? Like, where did that come from? And it just magically show up there? Like, I feel like she's trying to protect him. And I feel she's lying to make it seem less severe than it really was. What do you guys think? Dark is saying, no, she lied about him taking her to the hospital. Yes, that I caught that too. I don't think he took her to the hospital. I think it was just the daughter and her, sorry. Dell says Stockholm syndrome possibly. Plus, yeah, the hospital details don't line up. Well, yeah, like there's... Keep selection pressed to lock in your choice. Okay. Yeah, I think... Can I look at this again? Can you meet me and Rebecca? Oh, wait, no, not this one. Sorry, this one. Hey, Dad, can I stay with you tonight? Yeah, of course. Did something happen? Yeah, I'm at the hospital with Mom. I'll call you once she gets released. Should be there soon. I'm at the hospital with Mom. Actually, it didn't say I'm on my way to the hospital. What time did this happen? Because she messages her dad on the 10th, September 10th in the morning at 7:30, and she's like, can I stay with you tonight? Did this happen in the morning? Or did it happen the night of the 9th? I'm confused. Hold on. It happened the night of the 9th. Oh, okay. Okay, so it happened the night of the 9th. Yeah, we had an argument. He threw me to the ground, hurt me pretty bad at the hospital now. Oh, and so, no, she's lying. Like, she's lying to protect him and lying to minimize the situation. Because why would Janice be... She obviously feels comfortable talking to Janice because Janice is also a DV survivor and also coincidentally a murderer of her abuser. So feels comfortable talking to her about it, and Janice feels protective of her as a result. And that was why she goes to the door on the 11th. Yeah, goes to the door at on the 11th and was like, knows kind of what the dealio is, yeah. And if they fucking, I mean, that's just even better. I mean, you can't write that shit. I mean, you can, clearly, because you write it into the game. But, yeah. Dark says, yeah, the interviewer needs to turn the heat up on her. I think, unfortunately, he's going to have to get the truth. Because, I'm sorry, but, like, how... Unless she has brittle bone disease or some shit, like, I don't know, like, how do you just dislocate it? Like, he threw her. And that just doesn't come out of nowhere, that kind of abuse. So... Ruiz. Martin.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, so you think she's telling the truth about how severe the abuse was?
No, I don't think she's telling the truth.
I'm not 100% sure I agree. But like I said, I'll trust your judgment.
Yeah, you should, because I
I'll
know
get
what I'm
the
fucking
interview
talking
back
about.
up in just a sec.
Martin.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Now what? Okay. Oh, wait. Did I click the wrong one? Oh, my God. I clicked the wrong one. Oh, man. Okay, this should be good. Oh, man. Damn it.
This is a continuation with
Okay,
Emma
this should be good.
Richardson.
This should be good. Let's see what happens.
So look, Emma, I want you to know that I do believe you. Okay, I believe you when you say that the abuse wasn't that severe. Now, let's just put that aside. All right.
I meant to click
Is there
no.
anything else in regards to your relationship with Daniel that you feel I should be aware of? Anything at all?
No, nothing I can think of.
You sure?
You know, this happens every time I play an FMV game, almost every time, where I click something wrong and then the game ends. For some of you that have been watching me for a long time, I was playing some like Korean game where literally the stream lasted 3 minutes because I pressed something wrong and the game ended. They're like, womp womp, wrong, and it's like game over, and I'm like, what the fuck did I press? It makes for good entertaining stream though. So
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, then let's give you a break, okay?
it's probably gonna give me a second chance. He's gonna call me back and be like, you dumb bitch. It's like, sorry, it was a typo. Sorry, Ruiz. Yeah, he's gonna call me. Yeah, he's gonna call back like, what are you doing?
All right. That's a good enough start with her for now. I'm going to bring her ex-husband, Charles, in here next.
We can circle back.
Let's see what this guy's got to say. Hang tight.
All right, so this is Charles. Oh, man, that's funny.
All right, Charles, we are recording. Today is September 19th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621. And with me here is Charles Humphreys. So, Charles, we'll just start with you spelling your first and last name for me.
Okay. CharlesHumphries.
And can you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to this recording?
Yes, I do.
And lastly, if you can please acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you, Charles. So, Charles, let's just start with you telling me, why were you seen entering Daniel's house the day of his death?
Alder says,
Well,
yeah, that was when you clicked the wrong option. The guy killed himself.
Pick up some items that she had forgotten. Right? She
That's
didn't want to enter that
exactly what
house
happened.
again,
Yes.
So I went there for her.
I did
And,
not
what
think
sort
that was
of
going to happen,
items were
but
you
yeah, he
picking
killed
up?
himself.
It was like some clothing and other personal items. Right? I didn't sort through the bag, so I'm not 100% sure what may have been in it.
Yeah, he was.
So you said bag. So you were there to pick up a bag of hers? Is that right?
Correct, right. She put it by the front door in the entryway. I walked in, I grabbed the bag, and I left.
No, you did not. You were in
And Charles,
there for
you're
like
a realtor,
3
is
fucking
that
minutes,
correct?
bro.
Yes, that's correct.
So that means you get to pretty much set your own hours, right?
To an extent, sure.
Now, you didn't have any appointments or any meetings that morning?
That is correct.
So, did you see Daniel when you went inside the house?
No, I didn't. I didn't see his car in the driveway either, so I just assumed he wasn't home. But look, I didn't even go in the house. I just went in the entryway, I grabbed Emma's bag, and I left. That's it.
Okay, like this is ridiculous. He's just like, I didn't even go in the house. I mean, okay. So we know that that is a lie. Complete fabrication.
Now, are you aware that Daniel had been
He
killed?
also lied about the fact that he had an appointment that day, because I think he said in the text messages he said he had something that day or something. I don't know. We'll have to go back to those.
On that day, and that his body was found inside that house?
I'm aware of it now, but at the time, no. I wasn't aware of it at the time.
So what do you know about Daniel's death?
I know that he was apparently shot and killed. I'm also aware it possibly could have been a suicide, that he took his own life.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that he took his own life?
Certainly seems like a possibility, yeah.
So how well did you actually know Daniel?
Not well at all. I mean, I mostly knew about him through Rebecca. Right? I only personally met him a few times. A few times that I did meet him in person, I mean, he seemed like a pretty cool guy, right? He was friendly and upbeat, you know? Just a good all-around guy. It wasn't until much later that I learned about him abusing Emma. Needless to say, that changed my opinion of him real quick.
Yeah, I could imagine. So tell me about Emma. What is your relationship like with Emma?
Emma and I are on pretty good terms, all things considered. Right? Like, we were married for almost 20 years. You know, we had Rebecca. Everything was going really well. But, I mean, slowly things just didn't work out like we had hoped. So we got divorced about 2 years ago. I mean, it wasn't an ugly divorce or anything like that. But we both agreed that it wasn't working out, so we decided to call it quits. Right? And here we are.
So do you still stay in touch with her?
It's not like we're best friends or anything like that, but we have a daughter together. So, yeah, we are in touch from time to time.
And do you still care for her?
Not in a romantic way, no, but as a person and the mother of my child, yes, I absolutely do care about her.
So would you be willing to do anything for her?
What, like murder?
Yes, Charles, like murder.
No, of course not. Look, I would be willing to do almost anything for her because I still care about her. The murder, no, absolutely not.
So you're telling me that you did not kill Daniel when you went inside that house?
No, of course not. Look, I told you I didn't even see the guy, but if I did, I'm not going to kill him.
So what about Emma? You think that maybe Emma killed Daniel? I mean, she's got more reasons to kill him than anyone else.
No, Emma didn't kill Daniel. That's ridiculous.
And how can you be so sure about that?
Because she's not a killer. She's like the sweetest person I know.
Well, what if she maybe hired someone or got some help? You don't think that that's possible?
No, I don't think that's possible.
Well, look, Charles, the reality is that somebody killed Daniel, okay? That is a fact. Now, we know that Emma has been on the receiving end of his abuse, all right? Now, that has got to be scary as hell for her. Okay, now, Charles, I'm not saying that Emma killed Daniel, okay? But, Charles, we at least have to entertain the idea that maybe she wanted him dead. Now, I don't think that that's far-fetched at all. Hell, Charles, I have seen people killed for far less, all right? So you don't think that Emma maybe just wanted him dead? You don't think that that's possible?
Look, I have no doubts that she wanted this man out of her life. That's obvious. But to think Emma would wish death upon him or anybody else for that matter? No, I don't believe that. I do not believe that she wanted him dead. No.
You really don't?
No, I really don't.
All right, Charles, we're going to take a short break, all right? Just ask that you sit here for a bit and I'll be right back, all right?
Yeah, no worries.
Charles is a friggin' liar, this guy. All right, call me, Martin Ruiz. Yes. Hello?
All right, we got to hear his take on things. Now, the main thing I'm questioning at the moment is whether or not Emma is capable of either committing this murder or getting someone else to do it. She really does seem like the person that has the most to gain from Daniel's death. But her ex, he doesn't seem to think that she has that in her. I don't know. You think Charles is telling the truth? You think he really believes that Emma is incapable of going through with murder? Does he really believe that she had absolutely nothing to do with this?
Oh, that's
Again, we got to be careful with how we judge this.
That's a tough one.
Pushing him in the wrong direction may not get us the info we need. I want to know what you think. I'll proceed based on that. So just give me a call when you know, and we'll go from there. All right? Bye.
But, okay, we already know that she, even though I said the wrong thing, does Charles really believe Emma had nothing to do with the murder? No, he doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe that. I think, based on the fact that he fucking lied. Like, he lied. And she could easily, and I also, he mischaracterized their relationship too. Yes, they do have a daughter together and whatever, blah, 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 blah. But, like, I think that the relationship is a little bit closer than what he characterized. Right? From those text messages, it seemed kind of a little bit more friendly than I would think for an ex's. And I think it's absolutely plausible that he was the one that had some, like, that she was the one that told him about what was happening or whatever, and he was like, I can help you with this. And maybe she was like, yeah, maybe we should do that. And she's lying about the severity of the abuse and completely oh my God. Dallas says, yeah, he seems to be creating a story to protect her, maybe thinking that she could have done something. Giving her an alibi? Yeah, it's possible. Just give me 1 second.
Emma? I've been really worried about you. Are you leaving him? Are you all right?
We can talk later. I gotta go.
Are you sure? Just something now? Just happened?
Look, I said we can talk later. I gotta go.
Okay, I got you. You go ahead. I'll get the suitcase.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. It just spit blood everywhere. Gross. I just had a passing thought about her maybe faking the arm thing. And I wanted to see if she actually reached for the, and she does, momentarily reaches for it, the suitcase. But she, you see,
I've been really worried about you. Are you leaving him?
she reaches for it here, but like,
Are you alright?
maybe like forgetting that she's
Later.
not supposed
I
to
gotta
use
go.
her arm.
Are you sure? Just tell me now. Just have
Look, I said we can talk later. I gotta go.
I gotta go. Where was I going with that? Where was I going with that? That would be a pretty elaborate thing to do, though. And he isn't there to dispute the fact that they went to the hospital. The victim, obviously, because he's dead. But if the mom and the daughter were colluding, saying that he was an abuser, he can't. I don't know. What if she already killed him and framed the injury on him as a cover-up? That's what I'm thinking. Like, is there like, there's something about the injury that doesn't sit right with me. Like maybe it's just like all kind of an elaborate smoke screen, like a misdirection. So no, I'm going to say that Charles he doesn't believe that. See, I don't like the way that these questions are phrased. Could be phrased way clearer. Way more clear. Just so we're clear, it is a no. Shut up, doll.
Hey. Okay, so you don't believe him, huh? You think he believes Emma's capable of being connected to this somehow? All right. Let's test that theory. I'll get the interview back up. Talk to you later.
Martin. Okay.
This is a continuation with Charles Humphreys. So Charles, I'm going to be very straightforward with you, okay? I do not believe you.
You don't believe what exactly?
Everything?
Well, I don't
You
believe that
friggin'
you
liar.
really feel that there is no way that Emma could be connected to this murder. Now, given the facts that we currently have, that certainly seems to be the most logical thing. Now, surely you have to agree with that.
No, I don't have to agree. In fact, I don't agree at all.
Charles, can we cut through the bullshit? Now, if you can put your personal feelings aside, you have to be able to see how Emma's participation is at least something that we should be looking into.
Look, detective, I don't know how much more I can keep saying the same thing. I told you what I think. There's nothing more I could possibly say.
So that's it.
That's it. I do not believe Emma had anything to do with this.
All right, well, Charles, we'll give you a break for now and get someone else in here, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that didn't really get us anywhere. All right, I'm going to bring in Emma's neighbor, Janice, next.
Oh, Janice.
Let's see what she has to say.
I'm very interested.
Hopefully we'll
to talk
get
to
some more
Janice.
insight as to what actually happened. All right, let me go get her. Hang tight.
All right. Very interested to hear from the lesbian lover. I joke. Or do I? I don't know. All right. Let's go B-cam.
All right, Janice, we are recording.
She looks simultaneously
Today is September
20 and
19th.
60
I
at
am
the same time,
Detective
right?
Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here today is Janice Burks. So, Janice, let's please start with you spelling your first and last name for me.
JANICEBURKES.
And can you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to that recording?
Yes, sir. I do consent.
And lastly, please acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, sir. We've already gone over my rights.
Well, thank you, Janice. So let's just start with a little bit of context here now. You live next door to Daniel Murphy and his girlfriend, Emma Richardson. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And about how long have you lived at that residence?
Oh, I've lived there about 1.5 years, sir.
And prior to that, you had spent some time in prison. Is that right?
Yes, sir. 9 years.
And that was for murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
You mind telling me what happened?
What does that have to do with anything, though?
Well,
Really?
it's not a very
Like, why is he asking her these questions? Like, oh, yeah, so I heard you're a bit of a criminal. Yeah. So tell me about it, the fact that you're a criminal. That's so weird.
Complicated story. My husband at the time was very violent, very physical with me, and it had been going on a lot longer than I care to admit. One night, he beat me up pretty bad. Seemed like he was never going to stop. So I stopped him. That's it.
Where's the justice in that, man?
And how is life treating you these days?
I can't complain, sir. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I got a steady job. Just trying to live life right. God's been good to me.
That's good. That's real good. So what is it that you do for work?
I work collections. I call people who owe money on behalf of various different companies.
And you do this from home?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Now, I don't mean to be rude or judgmental or anything like that, but I'm curious, how is it that you landed in that particular neighborhood? Because it seems like it would be a bit too pricey for someone with a job such as yours. Now, that is assuming that you do live alone.
Oh, yes, sir. I do live alone. That house belonged to my mother. She bought it about 20 years ago. She paid it off early. And when she died about 10 months ago, she left it to me.
Well, thank you for that explanation. That certainly makes sense. Now, I am curious, how well did you know Daniel and Emma?
Oh, I know Emma pretty well. Daniel, not so much. When I moved in about 1.5 years ago, Daniel had already been living there. They're pretty good neighbors. They're quiet. They stick to themselves.
Quiet?
No parties or anything like that. I can't remember them ever having anyone over, in fact. Rebecca, their daughter, lives with them. She's pretty quiet too. She sticks to herself. But honestly, in general, the whole neighborhood's pretty quiet, so they're no exception.
So why is it that you got to know Emma more than Daniel?
Well, it seems like Daniel works very long hours, but Emma works 9 to 5, so I see her from time to time when I went on my usual walks, and we'd stop and chat for a bit. She was one of the few people in the neighborhood who didn't look at me funny, you know? I mean, It's a small town. Word gets around fast, and I'm pretty sure most of my neighbors knew about my past. They were scared. They kept their distance. But Emma, she treated me like a normal person, and I really appreciated that. And I always felt like I should kind of look out for her too, I guess.
Now, what about Charles? What do you know about him?
Well, who's Charles?
So Charles, that's Charles Humphreys. That is Emma's ex-husband.
Well, she never
Oh, that's
talked
right.
about him.
I don't know much about him. I didn't ever meet him, and I don't remember Emma ever really talking about him. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I don't know much about him.
Really?
So, given your relationship with Emma, I am assuming that you have a good explanation as to why you were seen entering and leaving their house the day that Daniel was killed?
Oh, yes, I do. The mail carrier had accidentally left some of their mail in my mailbox that day.
Okay. So that caused you to panic knock on their door? Like, what? That makes no sense.
We've had some trouble with
ma'am.
porch pirates recently, so I thought I should just take it over. I didn't want to leave it on their doorstep or anything, so Emma had told me about the spare key to use in case of emergencies or whatever, so I just used the spare key. I opened the door. I dropped.
Hold on. Janice. She's lied. I think she's lying, obviously, about entering the house. Says that Emma told her about the key.
Dropped the mail off in the entryway, and I left.
Now, was Daniel home?
Oh, not to my knowledge. I mean, his car wasn't in the driveway. That's where.
Okay, so she also says that the car wasn't in the driveway. Okay.
Where he usually parks it, and I didn't see him in the house either.
Now, Janice, are you aware that Daniel had been shot and killed and that his body was found in that house?
Yes, officer. I was aware of that. The whole neighborhood was aware of that.
And so you didn't see him or his dead body when you went into that house to drop off that mail?
Oh, no.
Also, she didn't have the mail in her hand. Okay? She had nothing in her hand. And she calmly left the house. Remember, she was like frantically knocking on the door, she's looking for the key. She goes in. She's in there for less than a minute. And then she calmly leaves. She had nothing in her hand. She had no mail in her hand. Claims taking in mail. No mail in hand. Why are all these people so friggin' shady?
Like I said, I just went in, dropped the mail off in the entryway, and then I left.
And both, like, her and Charles are saying virtually the same thing. I went into the entryway, I picked up the bag of clothes and just left. Or I went into the entryway, I dropped off the mail, and I just left. Like, and then she's also claiming that she's never met Charles. What? And how are your stories exactly the same? Clearly there's some collusion here. Like,
Janice, did you really go into that house to drop off mail?
no.
Yes, officer, I really went into that house to drop off mail.
All right. Well, look, Janice, we are going to take a real short break. I ask that you just sit here for a second. I will be right back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Wow. All right, call me. Maybe Janice and Charles are banging. I mean, it's possible. I think anything is possible.
Okay, we've met the neighbor. I'm curious to know what you think about this Janice lady.
She's friggin'...
You buy that story that she entered the house to drop off some mail?
No!
Let me know if you think she's lying.
She's
and I'll
totally
continue based on that.
lying.
All right, talk soon.
No, she's not telling the truth. Oh, I chose the correct answer in Janice's first interview.
So you don't buy that story, huh?
No, I don't.
Well, me neither. It's a bit too perfect. And, after reviewing that security footage again, her actions don't seem to match up at all.
100%.
Let's see if we can find out the real reason she entered that house. I'll get the interviews back up in just a few.
Yeah, I'm very curious to know who, first of all, who she was running away from, if that was the case, because it looked to me like she was running away from somebody or something to that effect.
This is a continuation with Janice Burks. Now, Janice, according to you, the mail carrier had dropped off their mail at your mailbox by accident, right? And then you, I guess being the good Samaritan that you are, decided to bypass these potential porch pirates. So you then took that mail and you brought it directly into their home. Is that correct?
Also, that's just weird. Is like, I can imagine a package, but mail? Like pieces, like letters? Bringing that into someone's house? That's strange. I don't care how well you know me. Don't come into my fucking house and put like letters. Like that's, put it in between the door. Fuck's sake.
Yes, that's correct.
So Janice, what kind of mail was this?
If I remember correctly, it was just a few envelopes, I believe.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me,
So
Janice?
just a few envelopes. So why the urgency to drop off just a few envelopes? You couldn't wait until they got home?
I guess I could have. I didn't really give it that much thought. I just saw that I had their mail and I thought I'd bring it over to them, that's all.
Janice, you are lying to me.
Yes.
What do you mean, sir?
Your pants are on fire, man.
I mean that there is absolutely nothing that supports your statement whatsoever. Look, you having their mail is no reason to go inside of their home. You could have simply just held on to their mail, Janice. And please don't tell me that you were concerned with porch pirates, because porch pirates are looking for packages, okay? Things that have actual value. They're not just looking for
they're
regular
looking
mail.
for freaking envelopes.
Now, Janice, if you're going to lie to me, come up with something like I don't know, like there was a check in the mail or something like that, because then it would be a little bit more believable. Now, Janice, you are still on probation. Is that correct?
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you think that lying to a detective who is trying to solve a murder case, do you think that is going to be helpful? Look, Janice, that is considered obstruction of justice, okay?
Oh, damn.
Now,
Pulling
you
out
are
the
not
obstruction
a
of
stupid
justice.
person, okay? You're not. So we are going to try this again. Why were you seen entering their house the day that
Tell
Daniel
the
was
truth,
killed?
Janice.
All right. I heard a gunshot.
She ran into the house. At 8:59 on September 12th because she heard a gunshot. Okay. And
I rushed over there to see if everything was okay. And when I entered the home, I looked around.
maybe took some stuff.
That's when I saw Daniel lying there dead in the bedroom.
Okay, so she saw the body. And that explains why she was in there for like less than a minute, because she's like probably saw the body and was like, fuck. But did she see anybody else in there?
I didn't know what to think, so I panicked and I just left.
You panicked and you just left? We all saw when she left, she just left very calmly. But again, you can always judge by how people are going to react to these kinds of things. So,
So, Janice, why did you lie about that?
Come on, sir. I went to prison for 9 years for killing my abusive husband. Then I'm seen leaving and entering a home where a man is killed. A man who is known to have physically abused his girlfriend. How do you think that looks?
Well, not very good, to be honest.
Not very good at all.
All right, so just to make sure that I get this right, so you heard a gunshot, you go enter the house, you see Daniel and he's dead, and you lie to protect yourself. Is that basically it?
Yeah, that's it.
I believe.
So you're telling me that you did not kill Daniel?
I did not kill Daniel.
So Daniel was already killed when you had entered that house?
Yes.
I believe her.
And Janice, why should I believe you?
Okay. So that means that he was killed around 9 o'clock in the morning. So he was definitely alive. Okay. I believe her. I believe that she didn't do it. Now, whether Charles didn't have anything to do with it is another story.
Yes, it's the truth.
The truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are going to put a pause on this for now, okay, Janice?
Yeah. I believe her. Yeah, she was on probation too, so lying about seeing a dead body could add up.
Well, that interview certainly adds a new dimension to this whole thing. That is, of course, if Janice is being honest about finding Daniel dead. I honestly don't know. At this point, who knows? All right, I'm going to bring in Rebecca Humphreys, Emma and Charles's kid. Let's see if she can shed any more light on this case. All right, let me go get her. We'll be back up in just a sec.
We know
right.
also
Bye.
that Emma and Rebecca were not at the house the night of the 11th because Emma was staying at the motel and Rebecca was staying with her father that night. But we also know that the morning of the 12th, Rebecca was not at her shift. So opportunity there. Because so it could be that the daughter and the father colluded together to kill the guy. I don't know. Because then didn't the Charles say we need to talk? But that was the day of. That was the 12th. He said we need to talk. Are you going to be at the motel later? Yeah, why? So he was already dead by this point. Need to talk to you. Okay, stop by whenever. Sounds good. I'll be there around 6. Yeah, of course. I'm wrapping up a showing now. Oh, I just realized that she texted her husband, her ex-husband, when she left. So she went back to the house to get the suitcases. Can you be at the motel in an hour? Yeah, of course. I'm wrapping up to see you soon. I really need to see you. Okay, so we know that he was at least still alive. By the night of the 10th. I'm sorry to ask, but could you cover my shift tomorrow morning? So she doesn't have an alibi for the morning of her mom's boyfriend's death. And we know that he died in and around 9 o'clock in the morning, September 12th. Well, he was shot. We don't actually know when he died. He could have been... No, he was already dead. So he probably, let's say, 4:50. Okay. Let's see what the daughter has to say.
All right, Rebecca, we are recording. Today is September 19th. I am Detective Martin Ruiz,
Well, let's do
badge number 7621. And with me here today is Rebecca Humphreys.
Oh,
So, Rebecca, can you please spell your first and last name for me?
Yeah, first name is Rebecca. Last name Humphreys, Humphreyes.
Thank you. And can you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you consent to this recording?
Yes, I do.
And lastly, just acknowledge that we have already gone over your rights and that you are willfully making this statement.
Yes, I am.
All right, Rebecca. Let's start with you telling me where you were at the day of Daniel's death.
Yeah, so that day I was over at my dad's house.
So you were at your dad's house, but you don't live with your dad, do you?
No, I don't, but I do stay with him sometimes.
And you were there the whole day?
Yeah, I don't really remember any reason to leave that day.
So can you remind me, how old are you?
I'm 20.
So you're 20.
Mm-hmm.
And you are a student at Fisham Community College, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So you didn't have any classes that day?
Well, I mean, yeah, I did, but I had a very important paper that was due for my intro to psych class the next day, so I decided to stay home and focus on that instead, since my other classes weren't important.
Now, your dad, he wasn't at home, right? He was at work?
Yeah, that's right. He usually doesn't get home until late in the evening.
So is there anyone that can corroborate that you were at your dad's house the whole day?
I mean, like, sort of. I work at the main coffee shop at the school, and I had texted one of my coworkers asking if he could cover my shift for that day.
So you didn't go to work that day either?
No, I didn't. Like I said, I wanted to focus on my paper.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and please Be honest, okay?
Yeah.
Please. Do you think that either of your parents had something to do with Daniel's murder?
No, of course not.
Now, I'm not asking you if they killed him, just if they may have possibly had some involvement. Now, based on the history, you don't think that that's possible?
No, absolutely not. Like, no, I know my parents. It's not possible.
Okay. So, how long have you been living with Daniel and your mom?
We officially moved in like about a month ago or so, but my mom had practically been like living over there like 3 or 4 months before that.
And
Wow.
you were aware that there had been some domestic issues during that time between Daniel and your mom, correct?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Well, first off, I want to like make sure that you know that the domestic issues, as you put it, weren't happening the whole time that I've been living there. It was kind of all recent, actually.
Sure. Gotcha.
Yeah, because he's possessed by friggin' Satan. So they've only been together for 6 months, but the mom moved in 3 to 4 months ago, and her about a month ago, a couple of months ago. She claims that the abuse wasn't all the time. And it was just recent.
So yeah, please continue.
So, like, it's pretty straightforward, but I want to say, like, about a week and a half ago, I was in my room reading, and I heard some screaming and yelling and banging, and I went down to the kitchen, and I found my mom on the floor crying, and she was just obviously, like, in a lot of pain. And she was grabbing her right arm, and just her and Daniel had gotten into some sort of an argument, and he pushed her to the ground, like, pretty damn hard.
So did you see him push her to the ground?
No, I didn't, but it was pretty obvious that that's what had happened.
Now, is this the only incident that you were aware of?
As far as I know, yeah. That's as far as I'm aware.
Now, this incident landed your mom in the hospital. I mean, she has a dislocated elbow.
Yeah, I know, I'm aware. I know.
You don't think that maybe your mom would want to seek some sort of revenge?
No, my mom wouldn't seek revenge. Like, you do know that she's the one who filed the police report, right?
Yes, I am aware of that.
On your insistence.
Okay, so why would she file a police report if she was planning on killing him? Like, she wanted the police to get involved. That's literally the whole reason why she went to the police in the first place. She wanted them to deal with it.
All right, well, then what about your dad?
What about him?
Well, it seems that he and your mom are still on pretty decent terms. I mean, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that he still cares for her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that maybe he acted out of a need to protect her?
No, absolutely not.
How can you be so sure?
Because I know my dad, like, that's not even close to the kind of person that he is. Like, he's not a murderer. Like, I don't even, like, I can't believe I even have to, like, say that to you.
Look, Rebecca, I know that this can be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know that, but we have to think logically, right?
Mm.
Now, try to put your personal feelings aside as best as you can, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you really believe that your parents had nothing to do with Daniel's murder?
No, my parents had nothing to do with Daniel's murder. There's no way.
This one's hard. Like, I feel like she's very, I think she knows more about the abuse than she is leading on, but she was only there for like a month. So it could have been going on for a lot longer than she knows, right? So hold on one second. I have to just mute this. So yeah, it could have been going on for a lot longer than she knows. And so she's like, what she knows is scary. So she can corroborate that part. But I don't think that she's convinced about her parents not being involved in this. That's what I'm getting from this.
All right, fair enough.
I don't think she really is like,
So
can
look,
say
we're gonna-
definitively my parents didn't have anything to do with this. She wants to believe that. But I don't think she can say it with 100% certainty.
Going to take a short break, all right? Just going to ask that you sit here, and I'll be back in just a few, okay?
Okay.
All right, so there's still a lot to unpack here. But the main thing I really want to know right now is if you think she really believes her parents had nothing to do with Daniel's death. I mean, I know they're her parents and all, but the motivation is pretty easy to spot, especially when it comes to her mom. I just can't tell if she's being honest or if she's blowing smoke up our ass. Look it over and tell me what your read is on her. Let me know if you think she really believes they had nothing to do with it.
No, she definitely
We'll go from
doesn't
there.
believe it. Like,
All right.
she
Bye.
isn't sure, I think. Just by her, I don't know, it's hard to tell because it's an actor, it's not a real person, but like, she doesn't seem convinced. Like, she's like, she really wants to believe that her dad isn't a murderer. If that makes sense. And I would react in the same way. It's like, of course my dad isn't a fucking murderer. Are you insane? Like, but it's really you just be, like, sounding incredulous because you don't want to believe that your parents are capable of doing something like that. And I think that's what's happening here.
Hey,
Hi,
you think she's lying, huh?
I do. You don't
Well,
believe me?
Maybe she is.
Okay, good.
After all, it doesn't take a genius to see how her parents could have a motive, especially her mom. Like I said, I'm not too sure, but I'll trust you on this one.
Okay, maybe he doesn't.
All right,
think
let me
so.
get back in there. Bye.
I'm not convinced. I think I don't think she's 100% convinced that her parents didn't have anything to do with it. If that's the question.
All right,
Begin.
this is a continuation with Rebecca Humphreys. Now, look, Rebecca, after giving it some thought, I am having a very difficult time believing that you can't at least entertain the idea that maybe your parents were involved somehow. Now, you seem like a smart girl.
Mm-hmm.
Surely
Yeah,
you can
smart as
see
fuck.
how your parents could have a motive for wanting to see Daniel dead.
No, I don't, honestly.
Now, are you aware that your dad was seen entering Daniel's house the day of the murder?
Not only that, he
No, I
threatened
didn't know
him.
Yeah, we got him on the security cam, literally entering and leaving Daniel's house the morning of his death. So does that change your perspective at all?
If my dad was seen entering the house that day, then I'm sure there's a perfectly good reason as to why. But, I mean, I refuse to believe that the reason why he went into the house was to murder Daniel.
All right, well then what about your mom? You really can't see the possibility that she was seeking revenge?
How many times do I need to say the same thing over and over? I already told you the answer is no. Like, that's not even close to the kind of person that my mom is.
Also, here's the other thing. If Janice saw that he was dead in around 8:50, between 8:50 and 9 o'clock in the morning. And Charles entered the house at 9:27 on the same, like literally like 35 minutes later, and left with a bag of clothes, and apparently didn't go into the house even though he was in there for like a good 4 or 5 minutes. Let's just say that the clothes, we think he was lying. He was lying about that, for sure. The clothes were not by the door. He would have had to go into the bedroom, and he would have seen the body. What time did Emma leave with the suitcase? 1:16 on September 11th. The day before. You think that she had the body in the suitcase? She's like, I can't move the suitcase, Janice. You got to help me with the suitcase, Janice. Which is really dark. But
All right, well then, Rebecca, I'm stumped. All right, so why don't you tell me, what do you think happened to Daniel?
Look, I don't know. Okay? I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
All right, well, is there anything else that you think you should tell me? Anything at all?
No.
Okay. All right, well then let's give you a break, okay?
Mm-hmm.
wow, she's a tough nut to crack, that one. All right, Martin. Give me a call.
All right. We've heard from everyone that we brought here today. A lot of things still aren't adding up.
Yes.
And we still don't know exactly what happened to Daniel.
Yeah.
I think it's time we turn the heat up a bit.
I agree.
Start poking some holes.
Yeah.
I'm going to start another round of questioning. I'll bring Emma in here first. Let's see what happens when we crank it up a bit. I'll be back with her in just a sec. All right. Bye.
Dal says, it just seems odd that Charles would need to go get clothes from a house where she left with a whole suitcase, unless I'm messing up times, days in my head. Yeah, because she left on the 9th, the night of the breaking or the dislocation of the elbow. Then they stayed at the hospital for that night, and then the 10th is when they checked into the motel. Presuming they didn't have clothes, but she must have gone back to the house on September 11th and must have interacted with him, I guess. Which is, hold on. She interacted with him. She's leaving the house September 11th at 13:16. Yeah, so she got discharged on the 10th at 8:15. They check into the hotel. I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe sometime on the 10th, at least by 9 o'clock. Can you meet me and Rebecca at the Best Day Motel? Sure, I can be there in 30 minutes. Thanks, Charles. See you at the motel at 9:07. But then she goes back to the house to get her stuff on September 11th at 1:16. But then Charles goes back to the house a half an hour after he's dead on September 11th. Sorry, September 12th, to grab a bag of clothes for what's her name? Emma. Now there's something weird here. At 10:50? What? If that's actually him texting, then he's still alive at 10:50 on the 10th. Oh, so you're saying that can you meet me and Rebecca at the Best Stay Motel? Thanks, Charles. See you at the motel. Okay. Did you get my text earlier? Also, they have consecutive numbers, which is crazy. Daniel and Emma. Charles and Emma. 259-1906, 259-1905. Wow, crazy. So you're saying that there's something, a chance that one second. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at right now. The shoes are interesting. Like they're like work shoes. Okay. Anyway, whatever. A lot of surveillance cameras. Also, this is the most like Fox Mulder office ever. No windows. Terrified. Terrifying. Right. So you're saying about. Okay, hold on. Sleeping pills too was another thing. So he sent a text message at least. He was at least alive by 10:50 on the 9th. We know that. For sure. Well, somebody sent a text because it may be there was another guy, another name that was mentioned as well, remember? But I mean, the chances of it being Jason Anderson is very unlikely. Let's just see what Emma has to say. Dal says, I don't know why, but I think when Emma leaves with the suitcase, Daniel is already dead inside. That's why she wants to leave so badly and doesn't want to talk to her. I mean, it's possible. And that's why Charles would have gone in there and wasn't phased, but Janice didn't know anything about it. So when she went into but she said she heard a gunshot. She heard a gunshot on the 12th, not on the 10th. Oh my God. Thank you, Darko. I was wondering why I can't read any of these things. I totally forgot that I can move around. Okay, this is interesting. So he has already... I don't know anything about guns. But he already has some interesting blood on his hand. Would that happen if you shot yourself? I would assume, I mean, it could also just be somebody like putting it on your hand too, right? Yeah, like if it were to be a layman understanding here, okay? If it were to be you trying to shoot yourself, like I would assume that something like this would cause the it wouldn't lay okay, the gun would not just lay beautifully beside you, no? Like he wouldn't just be like, So it's clearly staged, in my opinion. And it's very clean. Like it's super clean. The muzzle, is that what it's called? I don't know. It would be covered in viscera, I would think, if there would be like blowback. I don't know how powerful this gun is, so I have no idea. I am a freak and have seen crime scene photos of people that have shot themselves with like long guns, but like, and that is messy. But I don't know how powerful this is, so I don't know. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Oh no, this is so staged. This is so staged. It's so neat. Like it looks like he was like, but also it's such a weird spot to kill somebody. No? Like I'm going to shoot you in the kidneys. Would be very, very painful, I would think. But it's very Reservoir Dogs. But there would be way more blood. Like, just saying. Way more blood. Okay. Oh, what's this? Hold on. Can we zoom in? Sorry. I'm making you zoom in. Am I allowed to show this on Twitch? I don't even know. It's fake, by the way. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. There's some money on the floor. And we've got something on the nightstand here. More money. Is there anything that's like... And it said in the autopsy report that there was signs of a struggle. Does this look like there was signs of a struggle to you? Like that just seems like he fell over. Like someone put it up to, I mean, if this was a murder, someone put it up to his stomach and then he just kind of fell and then they smeared a bit of blood on him and then... Also those socks, I can't. Dal says I bet he passed out from the booze and sleeping pills and someone else shot him. True. Yeah. It could be that he like passed out just like that. And then while he was laying down, pa. Or well, pa. I think it was only just one. Alder says good old rotten.com. Yeah. Rotten.com for sure. Dark says, you'd think he would have lived a while with that shot too. Right. Like Reservoir Dogs, exactly like that, right? It's painful as fuck, but you can survive it. But if you're as drunk as he was, maybe he just went into a stupor and then just bled out. But there would be way more blood, just saying. Anyways, so I'm glad we got an opportunity to look at that. Did I look at both of these? Oh, this is the domestic the domestic report. So, okay. So, Saturday, September 9th, at approximately 9:20, Emma Richardson claims that Daniel Murphy physically assaulted her after the two engaged in a verbal argument. The claim is that Daniel Murphy physically cornered Emma Richardson in their kitchen and refused to let her leave. In an attempt to escape the situation, Emma Richardson claims that she pushed Daniel Murphy away from her. In return, Daniel Murphy grabbed Emma Richardson and forcefully threw her to the ground. This ended the domestic incident. Emma Richardson was then promptly escorted to Fisham County Medical Center. But it doesn't say by whom. Was promptly escorted to Fisham County Medical Center. She said it was by Daniel. It really does appear that Daniel wasn't the one that did it, but anyway. There were no eyewitnesses. However, Emma's daughter claims that she heard the argument from her upstairs bedroom, which is true. That's what she said. Emma suffered a dislocated right elbow, which she claims is a direct result of the domestic incident. She was treated at Fisham County Medical Center. And this was taken on September 10th. It's exactly what they said. That matches up. Okay. And we already read this. What's this yellow paper? Ooh, more stuff. Oh, shit. We found more stuff, people. Alder says, odd place to shoot him if you wanted to kill him. Maybe there was a struggle with the gun and it went off by accident and the murderer didn't mean to kill him. Oh, could be. And remember that the gun also is owned by Daniel. This is Daniel's gun. So maybe there was some horseplay there, you know? And it was just like, okay, so Paulette Williams. This is another person that we're adding to the saga that is this fucked up family. Okay, Paulette. Let's go. All right, Paulette. Wait. Why can't I read it? I can't read it? Oh, maybe I can, like, talk about it after? I can't leave. I'm stuck in this purgatory that is. Okay, so I got some MacBooks here. And okay. So let's look at these other text messages then. So these are Daniel's text messages. Okay. So the day of the assault, Harry, who the fuck is Harry? Harry messages Daniel, everything's prepped for tonight's dinner meeting. This Anderson account would be huge for us. Okay, so remember, Anderson is the guy that Jason Anderson, who Emma claims was the one that Daniel thought that she was fucking. Okay? Daniel says to Harry, yep, I got all the figures worked out yesterday. Daniel says to Harry again, Emma printed out the full presentation and sorted all the materials. We're good. Harry says to Daniel, at 8:32 p.m., the 9th, so this is after the incident, okay? Hey, man, how'd it go? Don't leave me hanging, bro. How did the dinner go? Doesn't answer him. The next morning, at 10:23, Daniel says to Harry, sorry I didn't get back to you last night. The meeting went well. I'll fill you in on Monday. Then Harry says, that's it? You're not going to give me any details? The suspense is killing me. Daniel says, it's easier to discuss in person. Just know that it went well. We should be able to close this deal soon. And then Daniel sends the message in the evening on the 10th to Emma, are you still at the hospital? And then he sends it another one. Did you get my text earlier? Are you still at the hospital? I'm really sorry. Can you please answer your phone or at least answer my texts? Then Harry messages him. He says, can I stop at your office in 10 minutes on the 11th, the next day? I want to know how the Anderson meeting went. He says, sure, I'm here. Okay, so he's still alive. Okay, at least somebody is answering, right? Well, he's still alive. Okay, cool. I'll see you in a few. Then, on the 11th at 11:45, Harry says, hey, is everything okay? I heard the police were talking to you. Did something happen? You still here or did you leave? If you need anything, let me know. I'm here for you, bud. Oh, interesting. What? So he got drunk the night. Oh, okay. That's an interesting little tidbit. He got drunk the night of the 11th. Because the police came to talk to him, I guess. And that's why his car wasn't in the driveway. Because he didn't take the car home because he was drunk. Got it. Your ride service driver will be here and please be ready at the designated pickup. Thank you for using. So we got home at about 1 a.m. on the morning of November. Oh my God. September 12th. We don't know where he got drunk. So yeah. Okay. So that explains why his car wasn't there. So then his friend messages, or his coworker messages him after he's already dead. And literally like 5 minutes after Charles has entered the house. And says, hey man, I heard you got put on administrative leave. I hope everything is okay. And then later that evening, he says, hey, bud, I'm worried about you. Call me. Oh, that's sad. Well, it's not sad. If he was an abuser, then rest in hell, you know? Who did he get drunk with? I wonder. All right. So this is Charles. So Charles, on the 10th, I wonder why it doesn't start on the 9th. Hey Dad, can I stay with you tonight? Yeah, of course. Did something happen? Yeah, I'm at the hospital with Mom. Hospital, what happened? Yeah. Heading to that pharmacy. Love you, kitty. Love you. Okay. Can you meet me and Rebecca at the Best Day Motel? Sure. I could be there in 30 minutes. Oh, so this is the same thing. Okay, we've already read this because from her perspective. Okay, here's Janice's on the 9th. I heard some pretty bad arguing and banging sounds coming from your house. Is everything okay? Sorry for getting back to you so late. Yeah, we had an argument. He threw me to the ground. Hurt me pretty bad. The hospital now. What? Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so she got an Amazon order. She got an Amazon order. She ordered an Amazon package on September 3rd. That was supposed to be on September 13th. Yeah. Okay. So she was lying. Right. We already figured that out. We figured that out without even having to look at her text messages. We could just tell that she was lying. Well, also we saw the anyway, whatever. Okay. So let's
All right. This is a continuation with Emma Richardson. Now, Emma, I've been giving some thought regarding your whereabouts on the day of Daniel's murder. And just to be clear, you were at the Best Day Motel the entire day. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So you didn't leave at all, not even to get food or anything like that?
Actually, I did leave the motel that morning. It was quick though. I went to get breakfast at the diner across the street from the motel. I got the food to go, and then I went back to the motel and stayed there the rest of the day.
So around what time did you go to the diner?
It was early, probably around 7.
Around 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you did not leave the motel at all any time after getting that breakfast around 7 a.m.?
No, I did not.
Now, did you eat dinner?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so then how was it that you got your dinner that day?
Charles stopped by that evening to bring me dinner.
Oh, that's very kind of him.
Yes, it was.
So what time did he stop by?
After 6?
I believe it was around 6-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Around 6-ish.
So that's true.
Now, did Charles bring you anything else?
Like what?
Like anything besides the dinner itself?
I don't think so.
And you're sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
He brought my husband's
All right, so
body.
I'm going to assume that if I
body.
were to stop by that diner and talk to some of the folks there, that someone who was working that morning would be able to verify that you were indeed there getting your breakfast around 7 a.m. Does that sound right?
I believe so, yes.
All right, well, let's assume that someone from the diner can verify you were there that morning, and let's also assume that Charles can corroborate that he did bring you dinner that evening. Is there anyone else that can account for your time, say, between the hours of 7:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. that day?
No, I don't think so.
There's no one at all.
Okay. So nobody can, okay. Emma does not have an alibi, and neither does the daughter for the day that he was murdered. I mean, between 7:30 and 6.
No one I can think of.
So that's interesting.
All right, so just to make sure that I have this clear, you definitely did not go to Daniel's house at all the day that he was killed. Is that correct?
That's right.
So see, based on what I have so far, it seems to me that either Janice or Charles committed this murder. In fact, maybe the two of them even worked together. I don't know.
Why would you say that?
Well, because Emma, the two of them were both seen entering and leaving Daniel's house the same day that he was killed.
But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, neither of them would do something like that.
Emma, how can you be so
She
sure of
sounds
that?
so convinced.
Well, in Janice's case, she had no reason to do such a thing. She hardly even knew Daniel.
Right, but she knows you. And she knows what you've been through. I am sure that Janice can empathize with you. You don't think so?
Janice is on probation. She's been through a really difficult and unfortunate situation. She served her time and she has a good life now. You think she would screw all that up for some guy she hardly knows? Or me, her neighbor?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, she wouldn't.
Okay.
All right, well then what about Charles? Because he was also seen entering Daniel's house that day.
I think
And we
Charles
have
is
already
way more
established that
suspicious
you are
than Janice.
clearly someone important enough in his life to look out for. I mean, maybe he was, trying to care for you. Maybe, protect you.
Charles is not a killer. Does he care for me? Yes, and I care for him too. We've known each other for a really long time. But it's just not in his character to do something like that. He would never kill someone, or even think about doing something like that, for that matter. It's just not who he is.
All right, Emma, give me a second, okay? I will be
No, there's just
right
something
back.
about her affect that's like very like unconvinced. And the daughter also has the same.
Well, I don't think this is adding up at all. I feel like we must have some evidence that contradicts her statement. Can you look over everything and see if you can find a clear contradiction? That'll add a lot more weight when I go back in there. Give me a call when you got something. Thanks.
Press tab to open your inventory and select the contradictory evidence. Ooh, this is like contradiction. Find one piece of contradictory evidence from the most recent interview. Oh. What? Maybe this?
Hello? Yes, that's it. Kinda hard to argue that Charles isn't capable of murder, or at
When
least
he's going
thinking
around
about it when you have
saying
him
it.
on video literally threatening to kill someone. That is good stuff. All right, let me show her this and see what sort of explanation she has. This is good.
She's going to be like,
Thanks. All right, let me get back
I
in
don't
there.
know.
Hang tight.
Dell says, is Charles's bag in play? She said he only brought her dinner, but he picked up the bag. He also picked up the bag in the morning at 9:30. And then he had this bag all day with him. Hold on, did he say that she asked him to pick up the bag?
All right, this is another continuation with Emma
Cam.
Richardson. Now, Emma, you had told me earlier, and I'm paraphrasing here, but you said something along the lines of Charles not being capable of committing murder or even thinking about it. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I want you to do me a favor and turn your attention to the TV here. I want you to take a look at this.
Okay, Cam.
Yeah, asshole. Look, I don't know what she told you, but I didn't lay a finger on her. Oh, shut up and cut this
I feel like this is filmed in Canada. Like, they have very Canadian accents, and I need to know now.
No, whatever. I will end you. You got that? I will fucking end you.
Somebody look it up.
So what do you think now?
I know how it looks, but surely you can see he's not being literal. Yes, he's angry and obviously trying to scare the shit out of Daniel. But to think he literally meant what he said, it's absolutely ludicrous.
Is it really?
It's a figure of speech. Obviously, Charles is not a murderer.
Emma, I am showing you clear proof right here that Charles threatened to kill Daniel. Now that absolutely
kind of
makes him a suspect, and It shows clear intent. Now, I hear you when you say that you think Charles isn't a murderer. But Emma, what actual proof do you have that Charles did not kill Daniel? And I mean real proof, not just your thoughts and feelings.
I don't have any actual proof.
There you go. That right there is the problem. All right, that is a big problem that I need to get to the bottom of. So look, we are going to put a pause on this for now because I absolutely do need to speak to Charles again. All right?
Okay.
Okay, Martin Ruiz.
All right. I think we're making some progress here.
Great.
Time will tell. You did a good job finding the right evidence. So now, let's see what Charles has to say. I'm going to get him back in here. I'll talk to you in a few.
Okay. Let's see what he has to say.
All right, this is another continuation with Charles Humphreys. So Charles, I want to revisit your relationship with Daniel.
I mean, sure, but like I told you before, there wasn't much of a relationship. I only met the guy a few times.
So when was
He was
the
filmed
last
in
time that you
Mexico.
saw him?
Oh, but they have such interesting accents.
Probably a few months ago, maybe? Honestly,
It
I'm
could
not
be a
sure.
mix, though. It could be a mix of.
So you didn't see him on September
I could be
11th?
wrong.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, I saw him that morning. That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
See, Charles, I don't
So
know how...
you completely forgot about the fact that you went to his house and you threatened to kill him. Okay. Yeah. This guy,
you
man.
could forget that.
What do you mean?
Well, Charles, we have security cam video that shows you violently threatening him. In fact, Charles, we can take a look at that right now.
You don't need to show me that.
Well, Charles, I just want to
This
refresh your
just
memory.
slipped my
okay, seeing as though
mind.
that
I
you
don't know.
Forgot. So please, indulge me, okay? Take a look.
He's like, oh no.
Asshole. You're not you, man. I'm not gonna do it. I know what you did there, Mom.
Look, I don't know what she told you, but I didn't lay a finger on her.
Oh, shut up and cut that shit. I know you did. We already got to get old kid. I will fucking kill you. You understand? No, whatever.
So, Charles, is it coming back to you now?
Yeah.
Charles, you are seen here threatening Daniel's life, all right? Now, that is pretty damn serious, especially considering the fact that the man whose life that you threatened, well, he was found killed the very next day.
Well, he's found dead.
I know how it looks, but I swear that was just an empty threat. I didn't mean it literally. But I was pissed, man. He laid hands on Emma, and I wanted him to know that I wasn't going to put up with that shit, period.
So you had no intentions of actually following through with that threat?
No, I wasn't actually going to kill him. But yeah, if he hurt Emma again, I would have probably went there and kicked his ass. But no, I wasn't actually going to kill him.
Okay, fair enough. So let's talk about your other visit to Daniel's house, okay? The next day, the day that he was actually killed.
Yeah, sure. What more do you want to know?
Well, you went there to gather some of Emma's personal belongings based on her request, right?
Yes, that's right.
And I'm assuming that you were able to get everything that you were sent there to get. Is that also correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So when did you actually bring these items to Emma?
Later that night.
At the motel.
Yes, at the motel.
And you had also brought her dinner as well that evening, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So Charles, when you were actually inside of Daniel's house gathering these items, how long would you say that you were in there for?
It's pretty quick, maybe a minute at the most.
Liar!
A minute at most. Really?
Well, I just went into the house and grabbed a bag that was right at the entryway and then left.
So you had no reason to look around the house at all?
No, not at all.
All right, Charles, well, let me process
No,
this okay,
you
for a
know.
little bit.
Ruiz,
So we'll
you
take a
know
short
he's
break
lying.
and I will be right back, okay?
Okay.
Oh my God. Come on, call me.
All right, there are definitely some holes in this guy's story.
Yes, why are
I'm
you
gonna
calling
need you
me?
to find some concrete proof. Let's nail this guy hard, all right?
Yes, let's nail
Let me know
him.
what you can find. Thanks.
Okay. Two pieces of contradictory evidence from the most recent interview. So this, obviously, because he said that he was in there for a minute, whatever. And then maybe this? Oh, no, wait. Sorry. No. Is this... and his statements? No? It's so small, I can't even see it. No? You're fucking kidding me? Okay, now I'm just clicking around because I can't see what this says. Daniel, Rebecca. Well, the surveillance footage totally contradicts everything that he said. So oh, okay. Just clicking around and then it works.
Hey, there it is. There it is. Fantastic work. Good eye. Yes, he is clearly in the house for way longer than just a minute.
Yes, we know that.
And yeah, you're right. Emma stated that he only brought her food the night of Daniel's death. She made it pretty clear that he didn't bring her anything else.
Yes.
So why would he go through the trouble of getting her personal...
Okay, so what I really like about this game is that it is bringing in elements of what I loved about contradiction was like you have to try and like piece things together about like what people have said in... Most of the people that are in chat, you weren't here for that stream, but Contradiction is such an awesome game because it's exactly like this where you're interviewing people and then you're like, wait a second. When I talked to you last, you said this, and then you have to go through your notes and I love that shit. Oh my God. I love it. It's so good. So this is kind of like a marriage of like her story and Contradiction together, which is thumbs up. Love it.
Items and then not actually give them to her. That makes no sense at all. All right, let's get the show back up and running. We need answers. Talk soon. Bye.
Okay, let's talk to this fucking guy.
All right, this is a continuation with Charles Humphreys. Now, Charles, I want you to take a look at this footage right here, okay?
Oh, whoops, sorry. Let's go. Damn it.
What am I looking for exactly?
What am I looking for?
You can clearly see that that's you at the front of Daniel's house, correct?
Yeah.
Did he just ask, what am I looking for exactly? How the fuck should I know? You tell me.
See that?
So can you look up there and tell me, what is the date?
It's September 12th,
All right, and the time? What does that say?
9:27 a.m.
So 9:27 a.m. All right. Now let's fast forward through this. We'll jump to about Right about here. All right, now, can we agree that this is you leaving Daniel's house that same morning?
Yes, it is.
So again, can you look up there and tell me the time? What does it say now?
It's 9:31 a.m.
So 9:31 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Now see, Charles, you told me that you were in Daniel's house for no more than 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm showing you the security cam video that shows that you were in there for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now, Charles, I can't understand why it would take 3 to 4 minutes to simply go inside of the house, grab a bag that's right there in the entryway, and then leave.
We said that.
So, Charles, can we cut the bullshit?
Yeah, cut the bullshit,
All right,
Charles.
why did you go inside this house? And more importantly, what were you doing in this house?
Having a
And this
wank.
time, Charles, please, do not lie to me.
Look, I don't know if you're aware, but Daniel threatened Emma at gunpoint the day before he died.
What? What? Holy shit. Okay, that's a new wrinkle. He threatened Emma at gunpoint the day before he died. Could that be why she left on September 11th? Like, to get the fuck out of my house? I mean, that's it. Yeah, Dal's saying just casually dropping bombs. Like, that's a really... Where the fuck is that coming from? Oh, well, just so you know, I mean, he fucking pulled a gun on her and whatever, you know, like... What does that have to do with you being in the house for 3 to 4 minutes, sir? Okay, I need to write that down. Charles. Charles is quite the character. Can see why she divorced him. But I could also see why they're probably perfect for each other. Claims that Daniel pulled a gun on Emma on the 12th. Sorry, on the 11th. And Alder says she didn't mention that in her interviews. She did not, which is not surprising considering how cagey she's been with the whole domestic violence thing.
Now, obviously, this guy was unstable, but I didn't know he had a gun in the house.
So how did you find out about the gun?
Emma told me, and I was afraid Daniel was going to flip out again and actually use the gun to hurt Emma. So I decided to go over to the house and see if he was there. But when I got there, his car wasn't in the driveway, so I thought I could go in the house and find the gun and take it from him.
All right, so just to be clear,
That is
the reason
wild.
that you went to the house was to find
You're just
this
gonna
gun.
go in there and be like, I'm just gonna find this gun and take it away from him. Like,
That's right. And when I went in the house,
so he claims he went to the house to take the gun. So that explains why. No,
really went into their bedroom thinking that's where it would be.
that's bullshit. It's bullshit because he would have seen his dead body if that were true, right? Because we already know, and I do believe Janice when she said she saw his body. I don't know why, but it's a feeling. You get the feeling. He said I immediately went into the bedroom thinking that's where it would be.
But instead, I find the guy lying there dead, and the gun is in his hand too. You know, I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
Okay, guys, sorry. But the fact that both her and his stories are very similar is a little weird, is it not? I went to the door. I grabbed something. I was only in there for a little bit. I went in. I went into the bedroom. I saw his body. I panicked. Like, they're saying the exact same thing. Him and Janice. Are they not? It's like it's kind of rehearsed. Satanic. It's very satanic. Dal says, don't forget, when he went to the door was open. And there was no key under the pot. No one ever calls the police when they see a dead body. know. They're like, oh, fuck it. Fuck this. I am out. He panicked and then went and got the clothes. Yeah.
You know, I remember they had the security cam out front. So that freaked me out, right? And I knew it was going to look bad, me coming in the house and this guy being dead.
Headphones are going to die.
So I quickly kind of came up with this plan.
Charles and
I
Janice,
grabbed
they
some of
fucking...
Linda's stuff
I heard,
and put
yeah,
in
it
this
could be.
bag. So it seemed like I had a reason to be there.
So this whole thing was just a performance for the security cam?
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it.
What?
Well, I guess that does make sense. Because, see, Emma, she stated that the only thing that you brought her that evening was dinner.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's stupid and I'm sorry. But I didn't want to have any connection to this guy's death. I mean, the whole situation makes it look like I did it. Hell, I don't even know if you believe what I'm saying. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth.
All right, so if your intent was to go there and to find this gun, then why do you look so confused when you first arrived?
Honestly, that's what I'm still confused about. Because I went to reach for the spare key, it wasn't there. So I thought I'd try the door anyway, and to my surprise, it was already unlocked.
So who do you think could have taken that spare key?
Honestly, I have no clue. I mean, I know it wasn't me, and it definitely wasn't Rebecca, because she has her own keys to the house, so I don't know. And I don't know why they would have left the door unlocked. That doesn't make any sense either. But what I do know is that it's obvious that somebody was there before me.
Yeah.
They took the spare key, and they went through the front door.
Uh-huh.
All right.
But, like, if they were colluding, Charles and Janice, then this all could have been, like, rehearsed. It's crazy that it sounds like they're both reading off of a script. Right?
Well, Charles, we're going to give you a break, all right? You can step out of here for now, okay?
Okay.
And yeah, I just panicked and pieced out calmly. Like, what planet do these people live on that they just see a dead body? Hold on, guys. Martin is calling me.
Hey, I think
Hello?
that went well.
Okay.
It's quite a story, though.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still not sure who to believe at this point in time. That being said, he did hit the nail on the head. Someone was absolutely there before him, and we know exactly who that was.
Janice.
Now we got both Janice and Charles saying they arrived at the house that morning, and both claim they found Daniel already dead. Yeah, I am not too sure I buy that. Now, I can see Charles's possible motivation for killing Daniel, but Janice's is a little unclear. I mean, maybe she was triggered by seeing another woman she knew dealing with a similar type of abuse that she experienced? I don't know. Well, regardless, we gotta move forward. I want to hear more from Janice. I'll grab her now. We'll be back up in just a sec.
And I think that's a good place to stop, guys. I think there should be a multi-stream. It's the first FMV that I feel like we should multi-stream. Has it? Because usually I just play it once and it's done. But like, I'm very impressed with this game. I'm truly having fun and I really like it. I think the acting is a little whatever, but like, we don't really play it for the acting. We play it for the story. And I think the story is actually really good. So, and because I can't quite figure out who's doing what. I mean, I have my suspicions, and it could really be anybody. Like, it could be Charles, it could be Janice, but we don't really know. And it's like, it's great. I really am very impressed with this. So, highly recommend if you like detective games, which I do, obviously. But yeah, we'll do this as a part 2. I think I will schedule it for not next week, but the week after, because I for some reason didn't schedule one for the last week of May. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. Great. So let me. Oh, I can't actually save. Oh, it did already save. Never mind. So let me go back to Chatty. Yes. Hello? The hell? Okay, great. I will do that for when did I say? Oh, right. So next week we're playing Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, which I'm very excited to play. I've been wanting to play that one for a while. And now that I have a better computer, I can actually play it. So that's good. And then the 23rd we'll come back to this game. And then there's a new FMV called Hello Stranger, which is another psychological FMV from the same people that did oh god, it's actually the same actor from, oh Jesus, what is it called? Hold on one second. It's the same actor, and he's like a mainstay in these kind of like British FMV things. The Gallery. Do you guys remember The Gallery? Where it was like one was set in the 1970s and one was set in present day. And oh, he played the priest in Vikings, the show Vikings. Anyways, it's that same actor. It's not a great game. Gallery was not good, and I don't think that Hello Stranger will be any better. But anyway, we're gonna do that at the very end. So that's that. But I will schedule another part 2 for this game, and likely we'll just finish it out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, and that's that. Dark says it's nothing like the show, the first 48. Any amount of pressure and everyone starts blaming one another. Oh my god, I remember watching that show. I used to love that show. It got really depressing though after a while. Anyways, if you're watching and don't even follow me, please go ahead and hit the follow button, turn on notifications so you know when I go live next. I stream usually nowadays, anyways, on Fridays at 6:30, between 5:30, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. 2 ways you can support the channel. You can subscribe or join my Patreon, which supports me and this channel and all my music and all that stuff. So very much appreciated. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. Let me just trigger all of these. Here's my Patreon. Here's my Bandcamp, which is for my music. Here's my Discord. Please join that if you're interested. If you do join my Discord, please react so you can have a role. If you don't have a role, then I kick you out because I'm a tyrant. And yes, what else? There's Patreon. There's my Bandcamps. There's follow me on Instagram. I don't know, all that fun stuff. Anyways, guys, have a good evening. Have a good weekend. We will see you next week for some Banishers. We're doing a lot of RPGs this year. It's just very RPG heavy, which I'm not mad at because I'm an RPG girly, as we know. Okay, I'm putting this over here. I'm going to do some sit-ups. Gotta keep the sit-ups going. Gotta be on TV on Monday. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, have a good evening. We'll see you soon.